year. Well, this is mine. I know that Amy doesn't really care much for Christmas, but I'm a huge Christmas guy
It's
over
the
here.
most wonderful time of the year, Chris Ranji.
You can call and text the show at 314-436-7900. Voicemails are welcomed, 314-944-1120. Don't forget that while you are listening on 1120 a.m., as you have been for almost 100 years, you can also listen on 98.7 FM, depending on where you are. The closer to the city you are, the better it's going to sound. And, of course, we're on Twitter at the show KMOX. So we hope that the Odyssey app. You need to download the Odyssey app, and you can listen wherever you are.
And this is the last thing. But if you happen to be like at work and you're going to miss part of the show.
Oh, the podcast.
Apple Podcast, wherever you get your podcast, the show KMOX.
It's also on the Odyssey app, too, if you want to go back and listen to any of the interviews or any of the segments, because what Amy and I do is we just have a whole lot of fun.
We have so much fun. I mean, as you can tell, the enthusiasm here for working with Chris Ranji every single day.
You know what? My mom says you need to be nicer to me.
Okay, first of all, I don't believe it because I know your mom and I would have a lot in common. I feel like we would be really good friends, so I don't think she would criticize me at all.
No, I mean...
Your mom and I have a lot in common.
What, you're both boring?
It's Christmas week. You can't put down your mom on Christmas week. Oh my gosh. Wow. Mrs. Ranji. I am so sorry.
I am so sorry too. I didn't mean it. Amy's the boring one for sure. Mom, you're not. We're going to talk to Representative Ed Lewis of the 6th District, who wants to raise pay for teachers in the state, which seems like a pretty good thing to do. Jay Greenberg with the St. Louis field office of the FBI is going to join us as well. He'll be here in studio. Matt Pauley, our sports fella. And then we got a couple of Harlem Globetrotters coming in.
That's very exciting. Have you ever seen the Harlem Globetrotters?
I have. I saw them. I went to a show, a game, whatever, when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I've had the chance to interview a couple of them over the years.
That's awesome.
They're always fun.
Yeah. Can you spin a basketball?
No, definitely not. You
had a great
Amy,
weekend?
Yeah, I heard about this.
Yes. Okay. So guess what? I crashed a wedding.
Okay.
I've never crashed a wedding reception before. And this was really like a half crash. So I have to a shout out to a huge fan of KMOX, Lane Endicott. He's originally from Oklahoma. He lives in St. Louis. He served in the Missouri National Guard. But Lane Endicott, his daughter, got married this weekend. Congratulations to her. And they had their reception at the Trolley Room at the Visitor Center in Forest Park. You know how I feel about Forest Park. Have you ever seen the Trolley Room and the Visitor Center set up for a party?
I have not.
It's awesome. It's incredible. If you've been to the Visitor Center and you walk in and the coffee shop's to the right, there's this room with closed off doors to the left. And in the center is where the Forest Park volunteers sit. And they have pamphlets and maps and everything. Well, for the party, they take down the plexiglass and they cover up the counter and they make it like a 360 bar. So they had all the bartenders in the center of the Visitor Center right there. Very beautiful. There's party lights and Christmas trees, and the Trolley Room is just full of windows and twinkle lights and a live band. It was a ton of fun, and my aunt and uncle were in from out of town. Longtime listeners will know Will from Bloomington. It was their parents. It was my Uncle Keith and Aunt Kay, and they said, you need to come to this wedding and surprise the father of the bride. So we did. We crashed the wedding, and I thought we were going to stop by for like 5 minutes and say hi. We walk in, the visitor center is just an absolute party. And my uncle's like, do you need some food? Come in, come sit down. So we ended up sitting at the table and having this like brisket, mashed potato dinner, then the wedding cake and the dessert.
So you knew these people?
No.
So why did you go in?
Because the father of the bride is a huge fan of KMOX and a huge fan of the show. And so my aunt and uncle, now my aunt has known the father of the bride for 50 years. They grew up together, and she's like, trust me, this will be awesome. So we show up, and I got to meet Lane, and it was awesome, and we had cake, and they had a live band. They're like, come dance.
I got to be honest with you.
It was awesome.
If I'm this gentleman,
and
I'm a fan of this show, let's say I'm not me, I'm a fan of this show,
Hmm.
and you just came in
Uh-huh.
and injected yourself into the party,
Yeah.
I would come over to you and I
Uh-huh.
would say, "Hey, I enjoy the show that you're
Yeah.
on. I love the station. Get the hell out of my party.
Yeah. No,
Leave.
it's not how it was at
Leave.
all.
You're
He
not
was awesome.
invited. I've paid for these items."
Lane, I need you
No,
to
Lane,
text.
leave Lane alone.
No, it
No,
was
don't crash
fun.
parties.
We had cake
You,
and gooey butter cake and brisket and mashed potatoes.
although I'll be honest with you, other than you eating the food
Yeah, and dancing.
that other people have paid for,
They
which is
offered it to us.
it's a nuisance. Let's be honest. You're a nuisance.
No.
I think that you would be the best person to crash a party because you're not going to do anything. You'll just sit over in the corner,
Right.
Like, so you don't like, it's Amy. She's not going to, she might as well be a chair.
Yeah.
So,
But here's the thing. It was so much fun that I am going to crash more weddings. Like
I wish you wouldn't.
full crash.
I wish you wouldn't.
I think it's going to be great. I'm going to dress up and show up to the reception and know a few dances. Like, I think it would be awesome to show up at a wedding reception, right? You crash it. I'm not going to sit down at the table and eat the food. Don't worry. I'm not going to eat the things that people paid for.
Mm.
What I would like to do is show up and then go to the dance floor, and while everyone's dancing, just absolutely crush it. The dance circle, all of that, and really make someone's evening.
Let's talk about something that's really important now.
Okay.
What? It's
Yes.
cold and it's going to get colder.
Blizzard.
We're getting a blizzard potentially here in St. Louis. If you have not been listening to the station all
Mhm.
day,
Mhm.
and I have to be honest, I know that this is not going to be a popular opinion.
Yeah.
I'm fully aware of that
Mhm.
because snow, depending on how much you get, can be a real nuisance. It could be a hindrance to travel, and a lot of people are traveling because Christmas is this weekend. But the National Weather Service, and if you've been listening to the station this morning, you have probably heard it is going to be stupid cold this weekend starting on Thursday. We could get wind chills
Mhm.
in the negative 15 to
Well,
35.
because isn't the high on
range.
Saturday 6? The high on
Yeah,
Saturday
it's
is
going to
6
be
degrees.
it's going to be really cold, and there is supposed to be snow accumulation. I
Mhm.
don't think they have an idea of just how much, but we're getting it. I mean, it's throughout the region. So
Mhm.
from about here all the way up north, there's going to be a lot of snow. Potentially, they are talking the word blizzard. They've been using the B word
Yeah.
all morning.
Which they don't always use. They use snowmageddon more than blizzard.
That's right. Well, again, this is not popular. I have not felt, even though I've really tried,
Mhm.
and I'm a big Christmas season guy, you know
Yeah.
this. It's been kind of difficult for me to really get into it.
Mhm.
And do you know why? Because we've had a lot of 55-degree days.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of fall feel days. It hasn't been cold enough, and there hasn't been any snow. And guess what? We're about to get some.
This is
And
gonna
I
make
feel
you-
pretty good about this.
We
Also
could,
because I don't really have to travel. So this is all selfish.
yeah, well, on brand for you to
Yeah.
be selfish and want things to go wrong
I care
according
about
to
people.
your amusement levels. But it could be a white Christmas because if it snows on Thursday, obviously it's going to be cold all weekend. The snow will still be on the ground. What's awesome is that you've never taken a blizzard warning lightly and told people that it's not going to be bad when it was bad.
No, that has never happened except one time it did happen.
Okay.
When I was in Chicago about 10 years ago, there was the blizzard. No, it was 11, I guess. And I think I've told you this before, but there was supposed to be snow coming later in the evening. I was working during the day and we're on air and I'm like, why is everybody freaking out? We
Yeah.
do this every time with the snow. We freak out about the snow. It either doesn't show up or it does and it's totally underwhelming. Why are you freaking out about this? Within about 4 or 5 hours, people were abandoning their cars
On Lakeshore Drive.
on Lakeshore Drive because the snow was so high and it was piled up. And in fact, there was a family that actually died in their car
Oh my gosh.
because the snow piled up and covered up the tailpipe and the exhaust came back
And
into
you
the car
were
and killed them.
on the radio in Chicago
Talking about like it's not going to be a big
it's not
deal.
going to be a big deal.
People left their cars on the road and they just went home. They
So what do
walked home or whatever.
What do you do with all the cars on Lakeshore Drive then?
So what the city did was they came through a few days later
Yeah.
when they could get to the cars, and they just towed all of them to different locations. And then you had to go call a number and give your license plate, and they would tell you where your car was left.
Yeah.
And you had to go get it. Just absolute madness.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do that this time. I'm just going to say I'm looking forward to some snow.
Last shout out really quickly, Greg at the gas station on Clarkson Road, who helped me fill up my tires. I had a flat tire. My passenger side front tire was at 11 psi. It was very flat.
Amy, we need to just have a shout out segment for you.
I know,
because all you do is shout people out, people who do you favors.
No, here's the thing. And we said this with
You ever
Glover.
notice that?
I'm not good at life. I'm just not good at it. I need a life alert. I almost fall in the shower every morning. I break things. I don't know how to fix things. I'm not good at life. I used to be better at life. I've gotten worse over the years. And so I had a flat tire and I pulled into the gas station and Greg was filling up his tires. And I just wanted to confirm I was going to do it correctly. Here's the thing. Could I have figured it out? Yes, absolutely. But if Greg is there, obviously doing it correctly, I could ask Greg for confirmation on how to do it. And he helped me fill up my tires.
If anybody else has done a favor for Amy, let us know. 314-436-7900.
A village.
To help the idiot. Yes, it does. That's Amy Marks Kors. I'm Chris Ranji. What a game yesterday. That happened. The World Cup final was yesterday morning, and it was unbelievable. Was it the sporting event of the year? Was it the greatest championship game ever? We'll talk about that next on the show.
Amy Marks Kors here. In support of the Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign, I'll be ringing the bell this afternoon at the Schnucks grocery store in Brentwood starting at 3. Make a donation and change someone's life. Stop by the Schnucks in Brentwood this afternoon between 3 and 5.
Hi, Carol Daniel here. My wish for you this holiday season is time with your loved ones and a life filled with joy and peace. From my family to yours, Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays from KMOX.
Men, if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction or PE and frustrated taking pills that don't work, Paramount Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that effectively treat your problem. 98% of patients experience immediate results during their first office visit. And for a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Brown. The physicians at Paramount Men's Medical Center offer the most advanced treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Now men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
Guys, to eliminate your frustration in the bedroom, call Paramount Men's Medical Center now to take advantage of this exclusive limited-time offer. Your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free, and you'll see instant results right in the office. Call now. 314-720-8081. 314-720-8081. That's 314-720-8081.
Happy holidays. This is Ron Kraszewski, Chairman and CEO of Stifel Financial, a global wealth management and investment banking firm with over 9,000 associates headquartered in St. Louis. This time of year, let us be thankful for the many blessings that bring us together. From our Stifel family to yours, we wish you a joyful holiday season and much success in the year to come.
Need to sell your home, but not willing to play the wait and see game? This is Debbie Monterey with Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. With Gloria Liu, you have seller options to choose from, including a no obligation cash offer from one of Gloria Liu's cash buyers. It's simple, straightforward, and in many cases, you can receive a cash offer in less than 24 hours. No more wait and see game. And you can even pick the closing date. With Gloria Liu and her cash offer program, you are always in control. Not ready for the cash offer? No problem. Gloria Liu has a guaranteed sold program that states Gloria will sell your home at your agreed to price and time frame, or she will buy it herself, guaranteed in writing. Gloria has solutions and options for every seller. So call today and ask about Gloria's no obligation cash offer program or the guaranteed sold program, 314-325-6888, or online at gloriahasthebuyers.com. Conditions apply. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
It's the season's best year-end savings event at all 20 Bomarito locations. Low lease payments, special financing, zero money down, no payments for 90 days, and more for your trade. New vehicles, get the Bomarito nationwide warranty, 10 years, 200,000 miles, and Motor Trend certified vehicles up to 100,000 miles. Get the Motor Trend comprehensive nationwide warranty. Save on every vehicle at the season's best year-end savings event going on now at all Bomarito locations and 24/7 at bomarito.com.
The voice of St. Louis. News that matters to you. KMOX.
Yesterday morning in the World Cup, Andres Cantor, who is one of the great soccer announcers and has been for a few decades now, he making the call of Argentina winning the World Cup final. That was him. And if you have not ever heard who that is before, you never heard his name, maybe you don't follow soccer all that much, I'm positive you have in passing heard him make a call, and he is the one who shouts goal, and then he does it for several seconds, takes a breath, and then says it again for many more seconds. He's awesome. And he is from Argentina. He was born there, moved to the United States, so he's an Argentinian American, and you could hear the emotion in his voice. Yesterday's game was unbelievable, and there have been, it's not just me, and it's not just Amy. There have been so many people, and there might be a little bit of recency effect here, but so many people in the sports world have been talking about yesterday's game as easily the best in World Cup history, the best championship game in World Cup history, but also very potentially one of the best championship games in any sport of all time. Argentina took the lead. They were up 2-0. France, within a few minutes late in the game, tied it. Argentina took the lead again late.
A goal by Messi.
France tied it again. Then they go to penalty kicks, and that's how it ended, and Argentina won. Just an and the amount of excitement late. All the things that were going on in that game, all the scoring chances, and soccer's not really known for a ton of scoring chances. There was so much of it yesterday.
You don't get the excitement like that. You wait, you anticipate it. They're moving the ball around in the midfield, and it feels like a lot of times in soccer, you start to feel that momentum, and then it dissipates and nothing happens. This was actual scoring chances, production at a rate that I don't remember any soccer game having, much less a World Cup final.
And because it is very easily, and I know a lot of Americans don't like to hear this, it's the biggest sporting event in the world. It is. It only happens every 4 years, but we may not be as into it as the rest of the world. But the key is the rest of the world is very much into this.
Billions of people watch
Billions
the World Cup.
It is the it's bigger than the Super Bowl. It's bigger than the World Series.
By a lot.
It's bigger than the NBA Finals. It just is. Whether or not we want to accept that, it just is. And the emotion, well, I mean, you heard Cantor with the call, just the emotion of Argentina winning for the first time since 1986, and the time prior to that was, I think, 1978. But what an extraordinary game. And we want to hear from you. If you don't think that was the best championship game in history of any kind, let us know what you think is. 314-436-7900.
I used to listen to a lot of Mike and Mike, the show that's not on anymore, Mike Greenberg, Mike Golick. And I remember listening to it in 2011 after the David Freese Game 6. And Mike Greenberg said that was the best baseball game he had ever seen in his entire life. And then he said it was up there with the best game
Yeah.
he had ever seen in his entire life, which is a pretty big statement, especially coming from a guy who has no ties
And this is
to
game
St. Louis.
6.
This was game 6.
Right.
Yep.
But not a championship game.
And not a championship game. And so when you think of game 6, and then you, as much as it means to us, how big it was even in the country. I mean, my goodness, for Mike Greenberg, the New York-based guy, to say that this was one of the best games he'd ever seen. You put that in perspective for the World Cup and what that means globally.
Mhm.
And not only was the game so incredible, you had Lionel Messi, arguably the greatest soccer player of all time, football player.
Well, people now say that he is, and I don't know if just this one championship does it, but the fact he scored in it might
Well, and they had
put him
tried-
over the top.
Right. And they had tried to make that argument. And obviously, you're going to have people arguing for Pele or Maradona or Ronaldo. You can have that argument, but this was necessary
Yeah.
for Messi to be in that conversation.
It's very, very cool. What a cool thing yesterday. And even if you're not really into soccer, that's how you know the game was awesome. Because if you're not a fan of it, I imagine, and I was following along on Twitter, which is one of the things I love to do during big sporting events, is follow people that cover sports or watching sports. And I mean, it wasn't just sports people yesterday. It was everybody
Mhm.
that was commenting on the game as it was happening about how incredible it is. Well, we were talking about it, and people have been talking about it being the best championship game ever. And sometimes I feel like we say those things in the moment
Mhm.
because we're excited in the
Recency bias.
moment. Yeah, it's the recency bias. But I wonder now that 24 hours plus I guess it's almost 24 hours, have gone by. Has that died a little bit? I don't know if it has. I still feel like it was that good of a game.
Yeah. And for us to feel that way without having the same buy-in that we have
Right.
with the Team USA or that we do with the Cardinals or the Blues, it was a different type of excitement. For me, I was like yelling at the TV. It was a bit more objective than watching the Blues playoffs, where I feel like my heart's going to stop. I felt like at times my heart was going to stop, but it was up for both sides, if that makes
Well,
sense.
that's what's amazing about soccer. As I said, you just don't get a ton of scoring chances. Like in hockey, it's constant, right? It was amazing how many there were and how many great saves. Just what an unbelievable game yesterday. 314-436-7900. Tell us what you think when we come back. Representative Ed Lewis of Missouri's 6th District will be with us on the show.
Following the Dave Glover Show at 5 o'clock, it's Total Information PM. Hey, I'm Michael Calhoun. Check in with Kevin Wheeler and me for the latest news and information. Roger covers your commute. Dave Murray's got the forecast. Matt Pauley has sports. We'll take deep dives on local issues and help you be a smarter consumer. At 5:30, the CBS Evening News helps you understand what's happening around the country and the world. Total Information PM at 5 o'clock, right after Dave Glover on the trusted voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
KMOX News Time is 10:29. Donate a car, get a tax receipt, and 4 Cardinals tickets at mersgoodwill.org. Use promo code Cardinals.
Beat the holiday rush and get the DGS special 3-room, 0 resified starting at $119. You can also get $75 off your air duct cleaning when you call 314-474-2020 or book online anytime at ZeroResSTL.com.
Hello, this is Chad Clayman at ClaymanGroup.com, KLAMEN Group.com, where we buy houses direct. If you're thinking about selling, but you're not sure where you're going to go after you sign a contract with a buyer, if you sell to us, we can provide a flexible closing date for you. And once we've written a contract, we can actually adjust the closing date if you need to move it up or you need to move it back at any time. Find us at ClaymanGroup.com. And simplify your sale by closing on your timeline. KLAMEN Group.com.
At 10:30, we have partly cloudy skies and 31 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Carol Daniel. Our top story this hour, possible blizzard conditions hitting our area Thursday into Thursday night. It'll be windy and turning sharply colder with snow. Likely that snow should begin Wednesday night, and then Thursday into Thursday night, blizzard conditions possible, which could lead to dangerous travel conditions. We'll have the rest of the forecast coming right up. Meantime, AAA says about 113 million Americans will travel this Christmas week. Today is expected to be the busiest day at the nation's airports. Here's an unidentified United Airlines spokeswoman.
We're expecting a really busy holiday season. Over 8.1 million customers flying on United throughout our system. That is about 1.9 million more than last year, and really close to our pre-pandemic levels.
Christmas travel is expected to be impacted by a major winter storm and the brutal cold mid to late week in much of the country. Stay tuned to KMOX as this storm track and the accumulations that are predicted become more clear. We will keep you up to date. So stay right here at KMOX and KMOX.com. The maker of the popular Fortnite video game has agreed to pay $520 million in fines over Federal Trade Commission allegations of privacy violations. Fortnite has 400 million players, 400 million players around the world. Should I stay or should I go? That's the question that Elon Musk asked Twitter users, whether the polarizing owner should step down as CEO of the company. When the 12-hour Twitter poll closed, more than half of the 17.5 million users who responded voted yes, Elon Musk should step down as head of the company. Watch for a crash 70 westbound past 141. The left lane is closed now. MoDOT says it could impact traffic for another hour. There's also a crash 64 westbound before Clayton Avenue. The right lane is closed there. And a crash 70 westbound past Zumbell Road. That is on the right shoulder. The KMOX forecast, again, we are looking for blizzard conditions are being predicted right now in the forecast. We can't rule out a flurry or two this afternoon. The high 36 degrees, partly sunny tomorrow, the high 44. Some snow could begin Wednesday night and then Thursday into Thursday night. Windy conditions will increase. It'll turn sharply colder with snow likely, possibly mixing with some rain early on. Blizzard conditions possible that could lead to treacherous or dangerous travel conditions into Friday. By Friday, bitterly cold, very windy with blowing snow. The high just 2 degrees. Right now, though, it is cloudy and 32 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Carol Daniel, KMOX News.
Christmas is in season on the Odyssey app.
Whether you're out shopping, cooking up a Christmas feast, or just decorating the house,
The Odyssey app has the playlist for your holiday season.
like Christmas classics,
Disney Christmas,
country-fied Christmas,
Viva Navidad.
hip-hop Christmas, and more.
It's all here on the Odyssey app.
Download the free Odyssey app today. Search for holiday stations and get into the Christmas spirit.
That's AUDACY.
Odyssey.
Odyssey.
Well, it's just 1 week until Christmas, and the Salvation Army is in their big final push for their Tree of Lights campaign. And a couple of things here. One, I am going to be at the Schnucks in Brentwood this afternoon from 3 to 5, representing the Salvation Army, ringing the bell in front of the Red Kettle to help drive funds and donations for the Tree of Lights campaign. Also, if you can't make it out to the Schnucks in Brentwood this afternoon, I have a virtual Red Kettle. Go to salarmy.us/AmyMarkScores, salarmy.us/AmyMarkScores, and you can make a donation to my virtual Red Kettle. I'm trying to get to $10,000. We're not quite there yet, but I would love to hit $10,000 for the Salvation Army because all of the money that's raised during their Tree of Lights campaign stays right here in St. Louis. And it's their 75th anniversary for the Salvation Army's Tree of Lights campaign in St. Louis. So helping our neighbors down the street, helping those who are struggling to put food on the table, to pay rent, to pay their mortgage, helping the veterans who are homeless or dealing with addiction, all of our neighbors, all of our community right here. The Salvation Army stands in the gap. And with their Tree of Lights campaign, that money stays right here in St. Louis. salarmy.us/AmyMarkScores.
Whether you're looking to fill low spots in your lawn, backfill that new retaining wall, or mulch your trees and flower beds, St. Louis Composting has the compost, soil, or mulch you need to help your plants and garden look its very best. Visit our website, stlcompost.com, for more information.
Driven by the Bommarito Automotive Group, the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Dream Nissan,
Dream Nissan Midwest. No matter what your credit situation, if you bring home $250 a week, your credit's approved, guaranteed. Every new Nissan at Dream Nissan comes with our lifetime warranty, 100% complimentary. With our huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, we have the perfect car, truck, or SUV that fits your budget. Dream Nissan, putting your dreams in your driveway. Go to DreamNissanMidwest.com or stop by our newest location in Wood River, Illinois.
Dream Nissan, putting your dreams in your driveway.
There's no gift that's more beautiful, more versatile, and more meaningful than a beautiful piece of jewelry. And there's no better place to shop than Diamonds Direct, where celebrating memorable moments is our specialty. This holiday season, we've put together our most impressive selection of can't-miss gifts. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, bands for every taste and every price range. And don't worry about higher prices and high interest rates. At Diamonds Direct, we've got your back with our guaranteed best value pricing and 3 years zero interest financing on any holiday purchase. That's right, zero interest financing. So that $5,000 Eternity Band is just over $138 a month. With this special offer, everything's affordable. So come to Diamonds Direct. Let our experts help you choose that perfect showstopper gift for this holiday season. Get holiday store hours, directions, finance details, and see our all-new online gift guide at diamondsdirect.com on approved credit. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Soon, a new Cardinals season. And soon, you will be hearing this.
A swing and the ball's hit down the right field line and deep. A two-run blast for Contreras.
This is new Cardinals catcher Wilson Contreras, and you are listening to KMOX.
KMOX is Cardinals Radio.
Chris Ranji, Amy Mark Scores on the show on a Monday morning pre-blizzard. This is before the blizzard. It hasn't hit yet.
And the negative 35 wind chills.
That's right. See, I heard you say negative 15.
That's because you weren't paying attention.
I didn't hear you say that it could be negative 35.
Yeah.
It's those 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts.
It's in that range. Yeah. Well, I mean, once you get to minus 15, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, until you get to
until you get to negative 35.
Yeah, until you get to 0 degrees Kelvin or whatever it is. Yeah. That's absolute zero.
Well, Celsius is freezing is 0 in Celsius.
Yes, but then you can only get
0.
so cold.
Yeah.
The coldest it can get is 0 degrees Kelvin, which is like negative 273 or 75, something like that.
Chilly.
Fahrenheit.
So last week, some more numbers came out looking at Missouri students and how they are faring in their grades, and it's not looking good. Missouri students are really struggling. Of course, this is coming out of the pandemic, and it's also on top of the school's challenges recruiting teachers and with teacher retention. It has been really difficult for school districts. That's why we saw in Independence, Missouri, we saw schools moving to a 4-day school week, hoping that helps with teacher retention, helping with recruitment, that this might be, okay, teachers' salaries being what they are, this 4-day week might work better. Well, there is money included in this year's state budgets for school districts to raise the minimum pay for teachers to $38,000 from its current floor of $25,000. However, the money that is required is only available for a year, and it also requires districts to chip in 30%, and it's also not mandatory. So what you have is the potential for teachers to make more for a year, but we don't know if that is going to continue. So Representative Ed Lewis of Moberly has proposed legislation that would raise the money to $34,000. That would be the floor for teachers' pay in 2024-25. And Representative Lewis joins us this morning to discuss this legislation to raise teachers' pay. Ed, thanks for joining us this morning.
Well, you're welcome. It's good to be here.
And this legislation, you're introducing this because while there is some money included for teacher pay raises, it's not mandatory and it only lasts a year.
Yeah, the money that was included for teacher pay increases was part of the governor's budget proposal for the 2022-2023 budget year. The budget year goes through June 30th, July 1st. So that money is really just for this, if you will, for this school year. the 2022-2023 school year. And it was to help schools boost their minimum teacher salary to $38,000. I think around 400 of the 500, and I don't remember what the exact number is, 515 schools in Missouri, about 400 made some use of it. Most of them did not. Well, I can't say most. I don't know what the exact number is, but a couple hundred, moved theirs up to their baseline up to 38. Some were already above 38 or at 38. Some of the bigger districts were already there. It was really some of the smaller districts and the rural districts that, have several teachers, many teachers in some districts that are at 25,000. And, if they have a starting teacher at 25 and boosting them all the way to 38, that's a large chunk of money. And these are small districts that don't have a large budget like some of the others. So it is a difficult issue. We know that, I'm convinced that schools need to increase but not just the minimum base teacher salary, but also the teachers' salaries for those that have been there, because if you just raise it for the minimum, you're not going to make those people who've been there for 10, 15 years very happy if the minimum teacher's making the same as you are once they bump that salary up. So, we have wage compression issues. So I have two different bills that I'd like to, propose, and, we'll see what the legislature wants to do to work on those. But I'll let you ask another question.
Yeah, you're talking about not just helping out the lower end, the newer teachers, but those who have maybe a decade of experience, they have a master's degree, and right now the minimum salary is $33,000 for those folks, right? And you want it to raise to 46?
That's correct. So, in there's two different bills. There's HB 189, and that one phases in over 3 years, phases in the minimum teacher salary, which I think is actually the smarter way of doing it. I know that it's not always the most popular thing, but it's probably the smarter thing to make it a little easier, both on the school districts and on the budget and for all concerned. I think it's maybe a little bit smarter, but it may not be the most politically, the one that gets the most political votes. So we'll see about that. But in that one, the minimum based teacher salary would go in the next school year, 23-24, would go to for just a bachelor starting just out of college would go to $34,000. And that would, a lot of schools around the state, that wouldn't affect them, but for those small schools, it would still be a major increase. And the masters would be $8,000 higher than that. So if a person had a master's in 10 years, then they would be at 42. And then the next year, you'd go up 2,000, it'd be 36 and 44. And the next year it would be 38. And then it would be 46. And what that would do is try to force school districts not to, compress their salary schedule and give all the money to beginning teachers, but also try to make sure that they're giving money to retain those teachers. And in this bill, as it's written currently, HB 189, I don't have any funds written in to help pay for that. But I'm assuming that we would amend this to include that, like is in HB 433. And then that one, it jumps straight to 38. And then there's a fund. It is a 70-30 fund, and it lasts for 3 years. And of course, even if I write it into a bill, which puts it into law, it does not require appropriation. It's still every year. It's a 1-year appropriation from the state, and that's always what it is, and it always has been what it is. I mean, it's always a 1-year appropriation from the state. That's just the way the state operates.
talking right now with Ed Lewis, representative from District 6 here in the state of Missouri on the Quiver River guest line. And, I'm sorry to editorialize here a bit, but I'm thinking, I wonder how much pushback you're getting, because from my perspective, one, I think we should look at teachers as kind of important because they teach kids. I mean, our kids spend 7 hours a day, every day there. I feel like that would be an important job. And secondly, how many people really want to go to college and spend the money for college or a master's degree and then make less than $30,000 a year? I can't imagine anybody wants to do that. So I'm wondering what sort of opposition you're getting.
I agree. I was a teacher for 32 years. I taught chemistry and physics at Moberly and at Vandalia and at Sweet Springs, 3 different schools around the state. And I had my master's. I got my master's in analytical chemistry. And so I've taught for a long time, and I still go and volunteer at the school. But, will I get pushback? I think there's a lot of people that will be able to get on board with this. It's not unprecedented. In 2006, we put the last minimum teacher salary. That's the one that brought us to 25,033, 25,000 and 33,000. And I think a corresponding similar thing, what the governor did last year by putting, saying, well, this is a 38,000 1 year bump up to minimum teacher salary was a good, maybe it made us move. I already had a bill last year that didn't get a lot of traction last year, but maybe it will get more traction this year. And I think that when you put it in a budget bill, it's only good for 1 year. There's no force of law behind it. Once that year is subsided, once that year is over on June 30th, that's done. It's history. It doesn't affect it. So I think teachers are absolutely the most important, part of our workforce development program in the state of Missouri. We have to have teachers. They're important for our economy, but it's just also just for the general well-being of our state. And you're right, someone going for 4 years and getting a degree, and then coming out and working for 26 or 28,000, when they could just go almost anywhere and just work an hourly wage and come up with almost exactly the same amount of money and not go to 4 years of school. It's hard to sell that to people. So the professional aspects of being a teacher, have to include a living wage that someone can actually justify, going to school and getting a higher degree for.
Representative Ed Lewis, District 6 here in the state of Missouri. We appreciate your time today, and good luck to you in this, because I hope that you accomplish your goal. It doesn't really seem to make a whole lot of sense. We're not taking care of teachers. So good luck to you. Thank you, sir.
Sure. I really think that there's a goal and a plan to do this. I think that we're gonna work on it. I hope that we get it through. So appreciate the call.
That is Ed Lewis with us here on KMOX. Amy Marks, Kors, and Chris Ranji. We will tell you what's trending next here on the show.
If you are a business owner, you have 5 or more employees, and you managed to survive the past couple of years, well, here's what you want to do. You want to go to getrefunds.com. Getrefunds.com. You could be eligible to receive a payroll tax rebate of up to $26,000 per employee. And it is a refund. It's not a loan. There's nothing you have to pay back. Now, the challenge can be, how do you get your business that money? How do you cut through the red tape, make sure you're going through all the paperwork correctly? Well, the team of tax attorneys that they have put together at getrefunds.com are highly trained in this little-known payroll tax refund program, and they've already returned $1 billion to businesses, and they can help you too. They do all the work. There's no charge up front. You just simply share a percentage of the cash that they get for you. And businesses of all types can qualify, even if your business took PPP, if you're a nonprofit, or you saw an increase in sales. To find out if your business qualifies, just go to getrefunds.com, click on Qualify Me, and answer a few questions. Getrefunds.com.
Winter Wonderland, presented by Byerly RV at Tillis Park, is open now through December 30th. Enjoy more than 1 million dazzling lights with holiday characters and festive scenes while listening to your favorite Christmas songs. You'll never see anything like Winter Wonderland at Tillis Park. More details at KMOX.com. And happy holidays from Washington University Orthopedics, Neighbors Credit Union, Kirkwood Fence, Design Air Heating and Cooling, and Telly Tire and Auto Centers.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee, structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
Give the gift that's hard to wrap, but easy to give. The Steel Holiday Gift Guide has outdoor power tools and more for everyone on your list. Visit your local Steel dealer or go online to stihlusa.com/gift guide. Find yours.
This holiday season, give the gift of life. Donate blood at the Odyssey Holiday Heroes Blood Drive Tuesday the 20th through Friday the 23rd at YMCA locations all over the region. Make an appointment at redcross.org.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than 4? 314-441-4444.
This is the show.
The show continues on KMOX.
What is it? What's happened?
What's going on? What do you know?
What just happened?
What happened?
I need to know.
Trending now on the show.
Trending is brought to you by Old Town Donuts in Florissant and Cottleville. You're listening to the show today on KMOX. I don't know if you've got what I've got. Does yours include Robert De Niro?
Yes.
Go ahead. Tell us about it.
A woman broke into actor Robert De Niro's Upper East Side townhouse early this morning.
Yikes.
And began taking his Christmas presents from under his tree and throwing them in a bag to steal them. He was home, by the way.
Oh,
and
he was actually home?
He was home.
Oh, my God.
Everybody's okay, it sounds like. But she was stealing Christmas presents from under Robert De Niro's tree.
Don't you think that's terrifying? And like, here's the thing about being a celebrity and being somebody of De Niro's stature. He's been around a long time. Clearly, he has money.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine he has a relatively, for a civilian, a relatively fortified home. Wouldn't you think?
Well, here's what's interesting is there are police. They were following her because she was wanted in connection with 6 other burglaries. So they were following her, and then they saw her enter this townhome. And when she didn't come back out, the police entered the home.
Oh,
Meanwhile,
wow.
Robert De Niro's upstairs. He hears the noise. He comes downstairs and sees the police arresting this woman stealing presents. According to ABC 7, I guess that's New York, it said, police did not know it was Robert De Niro's house until he appeared.
What?
I thought they were watching his house, but they were not. They were following this woman because she had been stealing from 6 other locations. She was wanted for 6 other burglaries, and I guess they wanted to catch her red-handed, which they did at Robert De Niro's house. How easy is it to break into Robert De Niro's house?
That's what I'm wanting.
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. You would think if you're that famous, you would have some. I'm sure he's got a measure of security, but apparently it's not enough. I was wondering the same thing though about Speaker Pelosi's house.
Mm-hmm.
Because somebody got in there with a hammer. All they did was they took a hammer, they got in the back door.
I think there are so many famous people in New York and San Francisco and LA that maybe the police don't, and they're, obviously the police forces are huge in those respective cities, that maybe they don't know where every famous person lives. Because I feel like here, if Robert De Niro lived in Clayton, I'm pretty sure the Clayton police would know which one was his house. right? People would be stopping by, people would be pointing, word gets around, Robert De Niro moved down the street. But the police didn't know that was Robert De Niro's house, probably because it's New York and everybody's
there are a
rich
lot
and
of
famous
right
in those neighborhoods.
It'd be a little bit different here.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're driving around, you probably know where Joe Buck's house. I don't know where Joe Buck's house is, but
I don't either.
I would imagine the police do.
I bet Charlie Brennan does. Charlie knows everything.
He knows everything. He's like a phone book. When's the last time you've seen a phone book?
Oh, that's a great question.
An actual phone book.
I remember getting phone books as a kid. I mean, not to me, but the house. I don't know. Oh my gosh, I did teach a class when one of the kids was doing research and how in the story somebody used a phone book. And he goes, and a phone book. And I didn't know what it was. So I looked it up. He goes, did you know there used to be books with everybody's phone number in it? And they would put it at your front door. He had never heard of a phone book before. 14 years old.
That is so hurtful. That's the most.
Did you know?
There's such a, oh my God, there was a with paper in it.
And everybody's phone number. But imagine.
Oh my gosh.
They know cell phones. They don't know pre-cell phones. But imagine if there was a book with everybody's cell phone number in it. It is a little bit more horrifying than the landlines.
Oh boy. I don't like these moments where you realize that you're getting old or are old or whatever.
You knew you were old long before now.
Yeah, and you're making me feel older by the minute.
You're welcome.
Amy Marks Corzine, Chris Ranji, Jay Greenberg from the FBI St. Louis field office will be here in studio. When we come back, you're listening to the show.
Hi, this is Charlie Brennan. Do you have a home or a business made out of stone or brick? If so, listen up, because Morelli Tuck Pointing is the masonry specialist, serving St. Louis for 31 years. Morelli Tuck Pointing can work on completely solid houses and buildings, spot pointing with color match, brick and stone repair, foundation repair, walkways, porches. This time of year, people notice that their patios are somewhat cattywampus and those bricks need realignment. How about caulking, waterproofing? Morelli is a family-owned and operated business. Longtime employees there feel like family. And of course, everyone at Morelli is very proud to be a recipient of the Better Business Bureau Torch Award, which is only given to local companies with exceptional customer service. Today, you can call to request a free and quick estimate at 314-645-1387. When it comes to bricks and stone, go to the best. Morelli Tuck Pointing at MorelliTuckPointing.com.
Have you been lied to by Washington politicians and the Wall Street propaganda machine? Hi, this is best-selling author Don Chamberlain from right here in Greater St. Louis, and I want to give you a copy of my new book, Crash Proof Wealth, because according to Time magazine, Wall Street's retirement plans and 401ks and IRAs have failed millions of Americans. After seeing the last market crash over 39%, I had enough. There may be a way to grow your money when the market goes up, potentially double digits in good years, reduce taxes, and have my principal protected if the market declines again. Call Chamberlain Group now to get my free book and talk to me personally to discover the strategy to get potential double-digit growth during good years and never lose principal if the market declines again. Call 1-800-807-3838 to discover this asset, and I'll even cover shipping and handling. No credit card required. Call 1-800-807-3838. That's 1-800-807-3838. Again, 1-800-807-3838.
KMOX, KECK HD2, K254CR, St. Louis.
The legendary voice of St. Louis, KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Hey guys, Glover here for my friends Mark and Neil Gelman from thegelmanteam.com. If you want immediate cash for your home or to see what your home is actually worth in today's market, find out for free from the local experts. That's my friends Mark and Neil Gelman at thegelmanteam.com.
Visit St. Louis's newest attraction, the St. Louis Kaplan Feldman Holocaust Museum. Tickets, group tours, and memberships now available. Learn more about the lessons of the Holocaust. Get tickets today at stlholocaustmuseum.org.
This is Corey from Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling. If you have a furnace, boiler, air handler, or heat pump that needs service, repairs, or might need to be replaced, contact us at aircomfortservice.com. We offer 24/7 emergency service, maintenance plans to keep your system operating at maximum efficiency, and free estimates if your heating system barely made it through last winter. Get in your comfort zone and heat your home safely this winter with Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling. Contact us at aircomfortservice.com. That's aircomfortservice.com.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news. KMOX.
At 11 o'clock, it's partly cloudy and 34 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun. Our top story this hour. Our forecast includes the words blizzard conditions possible for later this week. Here's AccuWeather meteorologist Matt Benz.
Of course, all eyes on the end of the week and just terrible timing with regards to early Christmas travelers out there, especially for Thursday and Friday. Here's the setup. An area of low pressure is going to develop here across the Central Plains into Wednesday, and it swings east into Thursday and Friday. And as it does, the big question is, will it move right over the St. Louis metro, or will it be just to the east? I think the end result is pretty much the same here. One track over the metro gives us a chance for a little bit of rain, then changing to snow. The other track is just snow.
Ben says it's too early to talk about accumulations, but by Thursday, the snow could really be blowing around. Also prepare for bitter cold with a high of just 2 by Friday afternoon. The House January 6th committee is wrapping up its investigation into the violent 2021 U.S. Capitol insurrection. At a final meeting planned for today, the panel's 7 Democrats and 2 Republicans are poised to recommend that the Justice Department consider criminal charges against former President Donald Trump. FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried is expected to drop his extradition fight and let the Bahamas send him back to the U.S. to face charges.
Sam Bankman-Fried arrived at the courthouse in the Bahamas from jail there under heavy guard. A handful of people who said they were either crypto enthusiasts or FTX customers that lost money came to court to witness the proceedings. One man called out, "Sam's a fraud." Bankman-Fried faces multiple criminal and civil charges in the U.S., including wire fraud and money laundering related to the collapse of his cryptocurrency exchange, FTX. His decision to return to the States comes just a week after Bankman-Fried's lawyers had initially said they planned to fight extradition. The 30-year-old, who was once the poster boy for cryptocurrency, was arrested last Monday in the Bahamas. I'm Julie Walker.
The CVPA school shooting was in State Representative Peter Meredith's district. He's been working with students, parents, and staff.
Every one of them says the same thing. This shouldn't have happened. This shouldn't be the world we live in. And there are some basic things we can do that can help prevent this from happening to other kids and other families.
He's pre-filed several bills, including a red flag law that's gotten report from Republican legislators and governors in other states.
You know, I also filed a bill that would let voters vote to restore a permit requirement to carry. I've heard from law enforcement officers again and again that tool was important for them to be able to take guns from people that ought not have them.
He also thinks it's time for a universal background check in Missouri, something polls show the majority support. We asked Sheriff Vernon Betts about his thoughts on the proposal.
And I agree with Peter. And there are a lot of law enforcement agencies throughout the state of Missouri that would go along with that.
The First Mid Bank and Trust Business Desk. Have the people spoken?
Twitter users voted for Elon Musk to step down from his role as head of the social platform. About 58% were in favor of him stepping back from the leadership role. Musk says he will abide by the results of the poll, but he did say in a tweet there is no successor. Courtney Donahoe, Bloomberg Radio.
The Dow from Stifel's down 46 points to 32,873. And right now, we've got a crash on 70 going west past 141. The left lane is blocked. Also a crash on 6440 west before Clayton Avenue, the right lane. And a crash 70 west past Zumble. That's on the right shoulder.
This afternoon, intervals of clouds and some sun, high of 36 degrees. And for tonight, turning out cloudy, low of 30. Tomorrow, periods of clouds and sunshine, milder with a high of 44 degrees. For AccuWeather, Matt Benz on the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning. It's partly cloudy and 35 in Florissant, 35 in St. Peters, and 34 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Equip your home with a furnace AC combo from Jerry Kelly for just $187 a month with approved credit, minus what you'll save on your energy bill, of course. A whole system just $187 a month for a limited time at
JerryKelly.com.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than 4? 314-441-4444.
It's the show on KMOX. Amy Marks Kors and Chris Ranji. God, I love you, Amy, so much.
Do you love me, Ron? Because, you know,
you're okay.
You're fine. You're a fine person. There could be way worse people to work with, and that's what I tell myself every day.
Let me tell you who I really enjoy. That's Jay Greenberg, who is the director of the FBI field office here in St. Louis. He's with us in studio on KMOX, and you just walked right into it. You walked into a spat that Amy and I are having, so I apologize.
It's not a spat, it's our relationship.
Oh, yeah, it's our relationship.
Always great to be here with you. Good morning.
Isn't
I know, you
it?
were like, thanks for taking time out of your super busy day. Anyway, do you think he's mean to me? That's what we're doing.
Yeah, really, really awful.
Anyway.
Yeah, so we talked, oh gosh, it was prior to the election about the election security. It seems like everything kind of went well there, right? I mean, there were no real incidents or anything that we needed to touch on because things went smoothly.
That's right. Yeah, election went off without a hitch this go round.
Yeah. You talked about the threats and how every time you get a call or a threat or someone mentions that something suspicious is going on, you have to treat it like it is really happening and investigate it, deploy resources. Did anything like that happen on election day, or did you not even have that many tips or threats?
So not a huge volume of work for us on election day here in St. Louis. We always have nationally. We have people assigned all day long whenever before polls open, all through when they're open, and for an hour after they close, we have people on duty there to help run down anything that popped up. But nothing major in the area that should be of any concern for people listening.
One of the reasons we wanted to have you in today is because some of the numbers came out recently about hate crime incidents here in the state of Missouri, and we've seen a significant increase from last year.
We have, and it's an alarming increase. There are really two reasons that we would see that increase. The first would be if the actual crimes went up, because all of those are reported to us from our local partners and state partners. The second would be we in law enforcement have been doing a tremendous amount of outreach with vulnerable communities who would be the victims of these attacks. And so it's also possible that we're getting more reports in from the community. I don't think that's what's happening right now. The reason for that is we made a system change last year in the system that we use to collect all the statistics for the hate crime reporting. And we actually saw a decrease in the number of agencies participating and actually giving us reports last year. So we now have a higher number of reported incidents with fewer numbers of local and state agencies reporting.
Oh, wow. So again, the hate crime incidents, it was a jump by almost 70%, which is a staggeringly high number. Are you seeing certain groups targeted more than others?
So what we typically see, and those are numbers for the state of Missouri, to be clear, the 70% increase that we're seeing. Additionally, one note I should make is that Missouri, I want to commend all of our local and state agencies here because we're actually ahead of the national average for the percent and the number of departments that are reporting. So while we also saw a decrease, last year there were about 92%, and historically there have been about 92% of agencies reporting in Missouri. Last year, with the system changeover, we're down around 81%. So we did see a decrease in the percent of agencies reporting, but not as significant as we saw across the rest of the nation. Now, your question, Amy, was about who's being victimized, and our numbers fall fairly in line with what we're seeing nationally. By far, the number of bias-motivated crimes that are targeting people because of their race is the leading subcategory, followed by sexual orientation, followed by religion.
So what do these are the incidents? Are they the severity of them? Are they worse than what you've typically seen, or is it about what you normally see, just on a much greater level?
So we're still going through the exact numbers. These just got released to us as well. So we're still going through the exact numbers of all the breakdowns of crimes. But typically what we see is these can range anywhere from threats that target somebody because of their race, religion, sexual orientation, national origin, et cetera. Or it can be actual physical assaults, or it can be aggravated assaults where there's either serious bodily injury or there is an assault with a deadly weapon or with a weapon. And so year over year, we will break those down with granularity as we dig into the numbers as well.
As you break down the data into, just like you said, more specific, do you see any direct connection between what the headlines are, whether it's, COVID or immigration or what have you, and the groups of people being targeted?
Yeah, the what's actually behind all the attacks is incredibly complicated. You guys really need to talk to sociologists instead of me, right? I'm a law enforcement officer who just enforces the laws on the books. But I can say that when we see a spike in polarizing public commentary, we see a spike in threats across the board. And I think that's probably more correlated to the fact that polarized discussion publicly gets people who may be struggling with mental health and maybe struggling with mental illness sort of over the hump of their last inhibition to make a phone call, send an email, launch an attack. And so I would just encourage everybody, what I always tell the people in my office is, hey, if you're going to have a disagreement with somebody, fight like family. So you're going to see your family at Thanksgiving. You're going to see them around the holidays. You're going to see them at family birthdays and parties and summer get-togethers and that kind of thing. So don't say anything to them that you don't want to have to deal with face-to-face when you see them next month or next year. So I would just encourage everybody who's on the public airwaves, of course, free speech is free speech. You can say anything you want out there that's not a clear violation of law. But I would just say where we see incredibly polarized discussion, we tend to see a rise in threats that come in or actual attacks.
Special agent in charge of the FBI St. Louis field office, Jay Greenberg, is with us here on KMOX. When you're investigating a crime, is simple interrogation how you discover if a crime was just a crime, a garden variety one, or if it was motivated by hatred of race, hatred of sexuality, or whatever?
Sure. So that's a great question. The majority of these crimes, we discover the bias motivation afterwards. So there is an assault, there is a threat, there is an attack, there is a fire that's set, something like that. When law enforcement responds and we actually start going through the evidence, then we ultimately get to the subject or we get to witnesses. They say, hey, somebody was screaming out something, or we talk to the subject and they say, well, I wanted to attack X, vulnerable population today. So normally we find that bias motivation after law enforcement has already responded. In the case of, and you can go look it up, it's public, but a year ago, one attack that would be included in our numbers from Missouri is Cody Rush, when he attacked or called in an attack against the Jewish community here locally. Law enforcement responded. He actually called my office and said he felt like, hurting people today. And then he gave that bias motivation that was anti-Jewish, which is the leading religious bias motivation. They're the most frequently targeted victim population. So we responded right away. Locals responded right away and arrested him there. And we already knew there was a bias motivated crime, but that's the outlier.
When you have a bias motivated crime, a hate crime, my guess is you'll see either social media posts or people will talk about it, something that will tip you off that this person acted out of prejudice, bias, or hate. Do people who act and commit hate crimes ever deny the hate crime, where it's like you kind of think, okay, this person acted out of bias, but there's no social media post and they're denying it?
Yes, definitely. There are circumstances where we simply, the facts don't fit a charge for a hate crime, but they may still fit the charge for assault or, murder or rape or arson, vandalism, those kinds of things. So frequently somebody will be charged. And that's why we always work with our state and local partners, because there may be a charge at the local level that will get somebody a lot more help or a lot more prison time than if we were to charge something on the federal side.
Other than punishing after the fact, what can be done to try and prevent these crimes from happening before they do?
Right. And this is where that see something, say something comes in. The reason we say it over and over is because it's really important. We need everybody who's hearing this show to know, if you're out at an event, if you see something that doesn't look right, just pick up the phone and call 911. Once you're physically safe, if you think it's a bias motivated crime or there's something that doesn't seem right, you want to call us as well. Our phone line is always open at 1-800-CALL-FBI, and we're always there to listen.
You brought up free speech and how, people can say things that are offensive, but we have a First Amendment. There was a really interesting discussion that I heard last week. And the way one person put it is, you don't want everything that's immoral to be illegal, because that's a lot of rules. And so with more freedom comes responsibility. And our laws, our Constitution, are pretty lenient, and they're just incompatible with an immoral society. So I feel like it's good that we look down on people who say hateful things. It's good that that stigma's there. But the more that's emboldened to be prejudiced or to be hateful, our laws allow for quite a bit to be out there.
They do. I mean, you definitely don't want the government to be thought police. Nobody wants that, right? I mean, that America was founded on the ideals of freedom of speech and freedom of religion, and we're here to protect that. There is a difference between hate speech and a
Mhm.
hate crime.
Sure.
So no matter how bigoted something is, no matter how offensive it is, unless it contains a threat, that is generally not illegal. And we look at each and every incident individually.
I can imagine how upsetting that is. Like how hard it is to see that and know, okay, where do we I mean, you guys know where you step in, but I think as citizens, it's hard for us to absorb it and say, how is this proliferating? How is all of this hateful speech proliferating?
I mean, do you have any explanation? I guess we talked a little bit about in the media headlines. It's out there a lot. People seem to be more emboldened to speak their mind in hateful ways now than they were 10 years ago, probably. That has to be contributing in a significant way to why it seems like you might be busier now than normal.
Sure. I mean, and again, free speech and more free speech in America, that's a good thing, right? As long as it's free speech, again, it's free. So we're not here to police what somebody says as long as it's not illegal. We do get a lot of questions about what's underpinning this. Where's this coming from? And what I know is, maybe I'll step back and just take my FBI hat off and simply say, I don't want to live in a community where there is just, violent,
Right.
hateful vitriol that's constantly kind of surrounding us, right? I want to be able to go to the store and just feel okay going to the store and not think that I've got to censor my kids or worry about what they're going to hear there.
I have a quick question. You said one way to help prevent hate crimes is if you see something, say something. What should we be looking out for? Because again, how do I know when to report something if someone's just being very ugly, saying something ugly and knowing this person might act or is threatening something that's an action?
Sure. So when in doubt, go ahead and report it.
Okay.
It may not be a crime. We deal with a huge number of reports that don't actually generate full investigations or where something isn't borne out long term and no charge comes down. But often that one kind of strange behavior that somebody reports gets us to somebody who's contemplating something and helps us, if we can't charge them, maybe find an alternate path forward for them where we can get them some help.
Jay Greenberg with the field office here in St. Louis of the FBI is with us in studio on KMOX. And I wanted to ask you about, I'm sure you've been following at least a little bit all the Twitter, Elon Musk drama and the Twitter files over the last couple of weeks. Reporters have revealed all this communication between Twitter and various organizations. James Comer is a representative from Kentucky, and he said recently, quote, the FBI needs to be dismantled. What are you, when you hear something like, well, first of all, what's your reaction to that?
Yeah. So, I wish that the American people could see the men and women of the FBI that I interact with every single day. I have an incredible amount of pride every day that I put my badge on and carry my creds, put them in my pocket, simply because the men and women who are here working in concert with our state and local partners, they really are doing everything they can around the clock to keep us safe, to keep the nation safe, to keep our intellectual property safe, and then to keep some of our most vulnerable communities safe, like we've been talking about today with hate crimes. So I would just tell you, there was a protest at our office this year on a defund the FBI. And, I was there in the office with my SWAT team, keeping them safe in case there was an attack on them, even though I couldn't disagree more with their statement. And I think that America would be tremendously negatively impacted if the FBI was defunded or destroyed or dismantled. And yet they have a First Amendment right to speech, and we were there to protect it.
Jay Greenberg, appreciate your time as always. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
So be very careful with the weather coming up this weekend.
It's supposed to be frigid.
Yeah,
Blizzard.
we've Amy won't stop talking about it. So we want you to be safe.
Okay.
Because
Jay's like, what are you talking about? That was such a pivot.
what do you mean?
It was, we were talking, you bring up the weather. We hadn't been talking about the blizzard. He downplayed a blizzard in Chicago one time.
Yeah, and people got stuck in their cars and somebody died.
Okay. Not good.
It's not my fault. I didn't do it. I just downplayed it before it happened.
Seems like you're not doing that any longer.
Yeah, I'm
so
not.
well
I'm
done.
not. I am.
Well
I
done.
Learned his
am.
lesson.
Jay, I am very much on top of it, much like you are. Thank you for coming in. We appreciate it as always.
Thanks for having me. Happy holidays.
That is Jay Greenberg, special agent in charge of the St. Louis field office. What? Quit looking at me like that, Amy. We've got more coming up on the show.
For everything online, it's Odyssey.com. Download the Odyssey app and listen to The Dave Glover Show and all the news, talk, sports, and podcasts that move you. Odyssey, that's AUDACY.
Men, if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction or PE and frustrated taking pills that don't work, Paramount Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that effectively treat your problem. 98% of patients experience immediate results during their first office visit. And for a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Brown. The physicians at Paramount Men's Medical Center offer the most advanced treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Now men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
Guys, to eliminate your frustration in the bedroom, call Paramount Men's Medical Center now to take advantage of this exclusive limited-time offer. Your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free, and you'll see instant results right in the office. Call now, 314-720-8081. 314-720-8081. That's 314-720-8081.
This is Tom Ackerman from my family to yours. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and let's have a wonderful 2023.
Happy holidays from KMOX.
There's only one Nissan dealership in the metro area to win Nissan's coveted Award of Excellence last year, and that is St. Charles Nissan. And right now at St. Charles Nissan, they have inventory. So many great cars to choose from with amazing deals on Rogues now through January 3rd. It's St. Charles Nissan's Rogathon. Plus, you'll get so much more for your trade-in. No high-pressure sales, just great customer service, great selection, and great prices at St. Charles Nissan, just a quarter mile east of Mid-Rivers Mall Drive off 70 or online at stcharlesnissan.com.
If you're concerned about the current market and the 40-year record high inflation that we're seeing, you're not alone.
Credit card usage skyrocketing and at record highs, savings rates plunging. It's 100% certainty that you're in recession now.
The good news is, for decades, Steve All and his team have been helping people just like you protect and grow your income. And most importantly, not run out of money.
My clients that are currently sitting there on guaranteed incomes, they're not really worried about what's happening in the market. So they're more at peace because every month that paycheck comes in.
Call Steve today for your customized market protection plan, 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824. Or visit yourmoneymattersstl.com. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Wealth Advisors, LLC. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance products, including annuities. Licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
Chad here with ClaymanGroup.com, KLAMEN Group.com, where we buy property as is. For those of you not paying attention, the market is changing and prices are not continuing to rise. If you've thought about selling your house in the past few years, now is the time before the market changes even more. I'm here to make you a cash offer and a quick close on your timeline. You can find us online and fill out a form at ClaymanGroup.com, KLAMEN Group.com, KLAMEN Group.com.
Live and local, this is St. Louis's News Radio, KMOX.
It's the show on KMOX. Amy Marks Cords and Chris Ranji. Matt Pauley is the sports fella. He'll be joining us after the news here coming up. It's the off season. A lot of things have happened. Things have happened in the National League Central. So those things could affect the Cardinals, and we will talk to him about that. Text messages always welcome to the show at 314-436-7900. Voicemails at 314-944-1120. And we were talking earlier, and we have been a lot about the weather, actually. And I don't like the fact that it is like these autumn fall vibes right now up until this week. Because it's been like 50 degrees, 55,
It
60.
didn't even feel like autumn. It was strange but it felt like spring. It felt like late
Yeah,
February, early
yeah.
March, where it's like awkwardly cold and damp, but kind of warm, and the birds are chirping. It felt like late February, early March.
I don't like it when it's Christmas time.
Mhm.
I don't care for it. But a texter from a 217 says, it is still autumn until Wednesday. That's why we have had autumn type weather. Duh.
Boo.
Yeah, boo on that.
Okay.
Boo on the technicality guy.
Yeah, no, I get it. December 21st, but no.
From Big Blonde Dan,
Mhm.
here's another one. Assuming no one loses power, no one is prevented from getting to hospitals or is hurt by the cold, I can't wait for this snow. Feeling like Buddy the Elf getting excited for Santa. That's how I feel.
I'm going sledding if it snows.
On a garbage dumpster lid.
No, I would love to, but probably just a traditional little sled. I'm not as cool as those two guys,
Oh, this guy's a scab.
but I still like him. He's still my buddy. I love that they went sledding on a dumpster lid in Forest Park, and then they went viral. I mean, how incredible is that?
So it was going viral, and I was at home.
Mhm.
I didn't have anything to do. I was at home, and I'm like, I really kind of want to go find them. And I live pretty close
You
to the
should
park.
have.
I live in the Central West End. I really wanted to go over there, but I didn't do it.
You should have.
That would have been so great.
Hey, this is an announcement made on Friday. Has nothing to do with the weather, but right now, the United States and China lead the world in defense expenditures, right? They
Mhm.
spend more on defense. Can you guess the third country? What country will be number 3?
Is it a distant third?
Yeah. I mean, it's a distant third, yes, behind the U.S. and China. But I think that goes without saying. But
Yeah.
it is the third, and it's new because this country is going to double its military spending by 2027, which would put it in the number 3 slot.
So before now, I would have said Russia,
Right.
but it's not, is it?
No.
Is it India?
Nope.
Hmm.
The answer is Japan.
I was going to say Japan
Were
next.
you?
I swear
So
to God.
Japan will be
I
number
swear to
3.
God, I was going to say Japan.
It announced on Friday that it's going to double its military spending by 2027. So out of Tokyo, the official word was that, China and its frequent incursions into airspace and just the way it's always testing its military systems, it's produced a shift. Japan has responded with a shift in its defense military posture. So a lot of the money is going to go to missile systems that could strike other countries. So, yeah.
Well, it's they probably want to protect themselves
Mhm.
from that country right across the
Yeah.
water there.
And meanwhile, perhaps in response, North Korea on Sunday tested ballistic missiles that are capable of hitting Japan. So I think Japan is probably smart in building up its defense.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question
Yeah.
about that. Look, we have the second most money spent on military right now. I feel like we could probably accomplish exactly what we are accomplishing now with a lot less bloat. I'm sure we could. You don't tell me there's no bloat in our military. I promise you there is, and probably
Maybe
way
in
too much
certain
of it.
areas,
Yeah.
not in our stockpiles. We could build those up.
Amy Marks Kors and Chris Ranji on the show. Matt Pauley is next on KMOX.
Save the date.
January 26th at the Wildy Theater in Edwardsville.
It's the DGS Live, a night of comedy and music.
It's an absolute riot. All the stories I tell on the air that you guys love, I tell the real ones. I don't have to be FCC friendly.
Tickets are on sale now.
$60 for VIP.
Which gets you floor seating, a pre-show VIP meet and greet with a DGS, and more.
Regular tickets, which are $30. We should have charged more.
The DGS Live.
January 26th.
For tickets or more info, KMOX.com/events.
KMOX News Time is 11:29. Donate a card, get a tax receipt, and 4 Cardinals tickets at MERSGoodwill.org. Use promo code Cardinals.
Hi, it's Debbie Monterey, and when I make a recommendation, you can be sure that I've done my homework and I only promote the best. So when it comes to real estate, I only recommend one realtor, and that is Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. I've been recommending Gloria for years now. I've met her clients, I've seen her systems, and she's the only agent I would trust to sell my home. Gloria Lou's proven track record for selling hundreds of homes this year alone should give you the confidence that she will help you sell for the most money, or the fact that Gloria already has the buyers. Buyers looking to buy right now. That's why Gloria will actually guarantee in writing to sell your home at your price and your time frame, or she'll buy it herself. Call Gloria Lou today at 314-325-6888, 314-325-6888, or you can find her online at gloriahasthebuyers.com. Conditions apply. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
At 11:30, it's partly cloudy and 35 degrees downtown at the Arch. A vote on a recommendation for criminal charges against former President Trump is expected at next hour's January 6th committee meeting. Russia has launched 23 self-exploding drones over Kyiv, but Ukrainian forces shot down 18 of them. No serious injuries reported. AAA says some 113 million Americans will travel this Christmas week. Today is expected to be the busiest day at the nation's airports. A United Airlines spokeswoman.
We're expecting a really busy holiday season. Over 8.1 million customers flying on United throughout our system. That is about 1.9 million more than last year, and really close to our pre-pandemic levels.
And if you're on the roads, there's a crash on 70 West past 141 in the left lane. Also 6440 before 270. A stall 44 East before 30 in the right lane. And 270 South on the ramp from Tesson Ferry. The forecast is sponsored by New Season Spa and Salon, Ronnie's Plaza. And for today, mix of clouds and sun with a high of 36 degrees. Cloudy overnight, the low 30. Tomorrow's high 44. Wednesday 36. And then snow begins Wednesday night. Thursday into Thursday night, windy and sharply colder. Temperatures falling from near freezing into the teens. It's partly cloudy and 35 at the moment downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
New Season Spa and Salon gift certificates are the perfect gift for anyone on your list. Who couldn't use some special pampering? Plus, you'll earn bonus bucks good for free salon services with every purchase on New Season Spa and Salon, Ronnie's Plaza. Buy online at newseasonspa.com.
Hi, this is Larry Vandeven, Regional Vice President with Penn Mutual. As we celebrate the completion of our 175th year of protecting families and businesses, we'd like to thank you and wish you a very healthy and joyous holiday season.
Driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Happy holidays. This is Ron Kraszewski, Chairman and CEO of Stifel Financial, a global wealth management and investment banking firm with over 9,000 associates, headquartered in St. Louis. This time of year, let us be thankful for the many blessings that bring us together. From our Stifel family to yours, we wish you a joyful holiday season and much success in the year to come.
Dream Nissan. Dream Nissan Midwest. No matter what your credit situation, if you bring home $250 a week, your credit's approved, guaranteed. Every new Nissan at Dream Nissan comes with our lifetime warranty, 100% complimentary. With our huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, we have the perfect car, truck, or SUV that fits your budget. Dream Nissan, putting your dreams in your driveway. Go to DreamNissanMidwest.com or stop by our newest location in Wood River, Illinois.
Dream Nissan, putting your dreams in your driveway.
Your home of the Cardinals.
Arnado swings and hits it deep to left field. That ball is out of here.
The Billikens.
Jumper. Yes! Billikens win.
The Chiefs.
Touchdown! Kansas City.
We are America's sports voice, KMOX.
It is the show on KMOX. Chris Ranji over there. I'm Amy Mark Scores, and joining us now is KMOX sports fella Matt Pauley. And Matt, I have to ask you, do you believe that there will be a blizzard this week?
No, I don't. I think we'll get snow, but I don't think there'll be a blizzard.
It's going to be like negative 35 maybe.
Yeah, but that's really cold. That doesn't mean it's a blizzard. A blizzard is when you have lots of snow and lots of wind.
What do you think the wind chill is, Matt?
No, but the blizzard is a lot to do with like visibility. It's not just the cold. I was in Wahpeton, North Dakota once broadcasting junior college basketball, and I stuck my arm out in front of me and I could not see my hand, and that was a blizzard. I've never experienced that anywhere else.
That's some pretty low visibility. I've never heard anyone describe a blizzard that way. I remember reading a book once, and these people lived on a farm in Wisconsin, and it was like the olden days, like the early 1900s. And so when they knew the blizzard was coming, because they had to still feed the animals and take care of the animals in the barn, what they would do is tie a rope from the barn to the front door. And so every day during this blizzard, because the blizzard lasted like 5 days up in northern Wisconsin, they would hold on to the rope and follow the rope from the home to the barn, because you literally would get lost and die. He has no thoughts for that. This is my best story.
Matt, like, I don't think you could react other than being totally silent. The least amount of reaction you can possibly give somebody is other than saying nothing.
Okay, first of all, this is upsetting. Matt, you're on my side. We're the nice ones at KMOX. You and I are both very nice people. I would say you're nicer than I am. And you were in Wisconsin, and I told a Wisconsin story backing up your little blizzard, can't see my hand story.
All right,
you've
all right,
got
let me-
nothing for me.
Wow, here we go.
All right, let me try again. So, well, Amy, when I lived in Wisconsin, at one point we had this polar vortex thing, and I remember it was so cold out. We were taking our cars out at night just to make sure they didn't stay in our garages all night long at that temperature. So we would start them. And yeah, Wisconsin weather. I don't think people here understand how cold it can get when you live in Wisconsin, and that's one of the reasons I'm very glad I don't live there anymore. How's that?
That's way better.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the other day I could have gone like biblical. What was the thing where I'm going to show how bad I am with my kids' Bible stories now. Where they would like attach the rope to somebody when they walked in to see the thing. What am I talking about here? You know
what?
I should have just stuck with the Wisconsin weather thing. I should have brought up the Bible.
Blizzards in the Bible. That old blizzard. Remember Moses and he had the rope.
I don't know what's going on anymore. Are we still talking to Matt?
I don't know.
Matt Pauley on the Quiver River guest line.
Here's what I know about
What?
Matt. Matt hates soccer. So Matt, as someone who hates soccer, did you
Yes.
like the game yesterday?
Good question, Amy.
Thanks, Ranj.
I don't hate
Damn.
soccer. I'm just not into soccer. And I didn't hate it. I mean, people are complaining about how it ended. I mean, I don't know. I guess if you do the hockey comparison, because hockey has the shootout in the regular season, but then that goes away for the games that really matter. I don't know. I haven't thought about
Pauly, man of enthusiasm.
Finally found the one person who did not care about that game yesterday. Finally found him.
Our sports department.
Here's the thing. I was more annoyed about people on social media complaining about it. That's what annoyed me.
Okay.
Like, just shut up, people. Was that you, Ranji?
No, I loved it.
Okay. All right.
I loved it. We were just talking about how it was the best championship. So I can't even ask you. You didn't even watch it. It's got to be the best championship game of any kind of all time, right?
I mean, I didn't watch the whole thing, and then I saw on social media what was going on. I was more curious about like the TV side of it because it's running into like football time. Like, what is Fox going to do here? They don't want to mess with the NFL. So I was more interested in like the TV side of it than how it was actually going to finish.
All right.
You're like a Saturday Night Live character.
Who, Matt?
Out our trophy celebration is going to move to Fox Sports 1. Like all I could do is imagine these executives all of a sudden being called on a Sunday morning trying to figure out. You had the sports people, you had the entertainment people, and they're just like, what do we do?
Yeah, I was just thinking about all the people in the country watching that game when Fox just says, okay, we have to go to Falcons Saints now.
So,
Sorry. Game's still going on. Let's go see Falcons Saints.
One of the best tweets I saw, and that's what's so fun about, we talk about Twitter, but what's fun about is during these big events, just seeing the memes, the tweets that go out. And Seth Rohrabaugh, he's a hockey writer for the Pittsburgh Penguins. He tweeted out, maybe the greatest sporting event in history. Now stay tuned for Falcons Saints.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly it. All right, Matt Pauley, let's ask you some baseball stuff.
Okay.
So we know the Cardinals, they've done what they've done, and getting Wilson Contreras, it's a move I wanted them to make. We know that there are probably some other things in the pipeline. What about what the division rival Cubs have done? Signing Dansby Swanson, Jameson Taillon they've picked up. Do they make up much ground with the moves they've made?
I always thought the Cubs were going to be the second best team in the division this year. So that is kind of what I was going on, because I expected them to spend some money. Dansby Swanson is a nice player. I kind of hate this conversation because it puts me into a corner of being dismissive of Dansby Swanson. Dansby Swanson's a good player. The problem is Dansby Swanson isn't a star player. He's not a superstar player. And the Cubs just gave him $25 million per year. When you go look at his OPS and Tommy Edman's OPS, they're within 50 points of each other. And Dansby Swanson is a $25 million a year player. Nobody's talking that, if Tommy Edman was on the free agent market, he's going to be making $20+ million. Maybe he would. I don't know. But I don't begrudge teams for spending money. I think it's good when teams spend money. But it's hard to look at the Dansby Swanson contract and not go, oh, man, that's a lot of money for that guy. Now, if they want to go spend that money, if they want to get better, that's fine. I've always liked Jameson Taillon. I think he gets better kind of in the Midwest. He seems to have that sort of mentality. So he'll but he's the same thing that the Cardinals kind of have in, all these middle of the rotation kind of guys. So he'll slot in the Cubs rotation. He'll do a nice job. They're, betting on a bounce back from Cody Bellinger. So I think the Cubs have gotten better, but I don't think they've gotten better to the point that they're challenging the Cardinals.
Amy, do you have a question for Matt? Or are you finished with your sandwich?
No,
Just want you to know, Matt, that while you were talking, Amy started eating a sandwich.
That's fine. What kind of sandwich?
It's a value turkey sandwich.
Value turkey and American cheese.
They have these value turkey sandwiches in the little, I don't know,
cafeteria.
It's like
kitchen.
a refrigerator thing. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know why they call it value turkey. Not a great name. And I get made fun of specifically by Kevin Wheeler and Chris Ranji for eating the value turkey. And I took a little bite of it while you were talking because it takes 15 seconds to eat it.
You can just say because I'm a really long talker. I'm long-winded.
Yeah.
Matt, would you do me what are you doing right now?
I am going to be going into my daughter's preschool Christmas party when I get done with this call. So I'm sitting in my car outside of her preschool. I was running a little late today. I did decide. So I was trying to figure out what kind of holiday themed shirt I can have. We have a subscription to a box that sends me stuff each month. It's from the Office, and I have a bunch of the Office holiday shirts. And I had a sweater with Michael Scott as Santa, and it said the best way to show cheer is to buy people presents. And this is a Christian school. So I put that shirt on, and then I took it off. I was like, it's probably not a good look, so I went with a different one.
Well, let me ask you this question, and this is you don't.
That was a long answer.
Look. How do you feel about skipping your daughter's thing and then coming in here and sitting with me for the next couple of hours?
Come on.
I think I would get in trouble because my wife also works at the school.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Never mind.
Well, Michael Scott from The Office has so many great quotes. And another Christmas one is he talks about gifts and how Christmas gifts are perfect because you can say to someone, hand them a gift and go, here, your friendship is worth exactly $20 to me.
I like that. Any other sports stuff you want to tell us about, Matt?
SLU got a nice win against Drake on Saturday.
Yeah, they did. Drake was supposed to win the Valley, right? Like they were the preseason, one of the top, if not the favorite.
I don't have the Valley preseason thing in front of me, but they're good. I mean, the bottom line is they're good. I don't know exactly where they were preseason, but that's a really good team. And just considering the fact that SLU had lost at home to Boise the week before, they were down late in that game and then turned it on. That was a really good win for them on Saturday.
All right, here's a question for Matt. Matt, because you've worked at different stations and different groups throughout your career. Have you ever worked with someone that you hated?
Yeah.
Can you tell us who that was?
Too many to mention.
Yeah.
I don't say this just to kiss the backside of people I work with right now. I don't know if I've ever worked at a place where I didn't hate somebody. And admittedly, it's still early. I'm 6 months in. But I do not hate anybody at KMOX/Odyssey St. Louis.
I too have never hated anybody at an Odyssey station that I've worked at.
Here's what I think. You know how we have the Merry Christmas? We all have our Christmas greeting, and we say something like, "Oh, it's the most wonderful time of the year. Merry Christmas from KMOX." I think what Matt Pauley just said right there. I do not currently hate anyone at KMOX or Odyssey St. Louis. Merry Christmas. That should be your greeting.
I would like to read a couple of text messages that have come in succession.
Oh, great.
From the same person. Okay. You and feel free to text us 314-436-7900. This is from a 314. Chris, you're being passive aggressive bully. Why talk about the sandwich? Come on, get some professional standards.
There you go.
That's one.
I agree.
And then 2 minutes later, same person, Amy, now you're being a bully. Both of you grow up. I don't know what this person is talking about.
You can't flip sides.
They did. They flipped.
Here, I look at the text line every day when I get in. Sometimes we do this bit on Sports Open Line of random text messages from the Dave Glover show because just weird stuff comes in, and without context, it's that much more weird. So I look at the text line every day. Ranji, there are a lot of people who really feel, or maybe it's just one person who texts a lot. There are a lot of text messages insinuating that you are a bully and you treat Amy poorly.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that's probably, that's accurate. I don't think that's probably just me giving feedback.
But they conveniently ignore all the time she's mean to me.
Because I'm not.
Oh, really?
And yeah, I think I'm a pretty good friend. And I think I've complimented Ranji a lot.
You look old for your age.
Anyway, Matt, I'm really glad you don't hate anyone here.
Hey, Matt. So again, about skipping your daughter's thing, you want to come in here or?
No, I think we'll go in. I haven't eaten anything today. I
Right.
need to get a little something. I don't want to get a true value turkey sandwich.
Right.
So,
Here's another one, Matt. Another text message. That is exactly my reaction to 90% of Amy's stories, Matt. Just So you got a little bit of backup here on the text line.
or I'm doing the bullying now. I like the passive aggressive as a form of bullying.
We are all bullies in this room.
Yes.
It's time we admit it and fix it.
All right. I, for one, resolve to be better than you guys.
Awesome. Matt,
that's a low bar. Low bar.
Enjoy the thing today. Oh,
Thank
what's
you.
on Sports Open Line later?
1 hour, Monday Night Football tonight. We get done at 7 o'clock. And yeah, I don't know if we've booked a guest yet. So we'll talk. Obviously, we pretty much talk Cardinals every day. We'll get into the Blues. We haven't even mentioned the Blues. They've actually been winning games. They finally start winning games. You don't ask me questions about the Blues, but we'll talk about the Blues. Obviously, they're on a 5-game road trip. How would you spend a day in Vancouver? Because I'm pretty sure they spent the last 2 days in Vancouver before they play there tonight.
I don't even know what's in Vancouver. I think I know a couple of people up there.
Okay,
I'd probably
there you go.
visit
I mean,
them.
there's so much to see in Vancouver. It's gorgeous.
It's
I mean,
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, it's beautiful up there.
I was I've not been to Vancouver. We did hop over the line from Alberta to British Columbia this fall, and we did some hiking. But I mean, downtown Vancouver, I mean, whether you want to get out into the mountains or you want to like live the city life, it's an incredible city.
I've done Victoria, which is like 45 minutes from Vancouver. I hear it's very similar, and I like it.
I need to go visit Canada. Got a lot of Canadian friends.
Mhm.
Need to go see them. Matt Pauley. That was just an aside. Matt Pauley, thanks for hanging out. We'll talk to you Thursday.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
That sports fella, Matt Pauley. What did we accomplish there? Did we ask him anything of substance?
Yeah, you asked him about
Oh, the
Dansby.
Cardinals and Dansby Swanson,
Swanson.
and Jamison Tyone. And who else did they sign? There was somebody else that they picked up too.
Yeah, and here
The Cubs
I have a question
in the
for you.
division.
This next segment, I have a question for you. Because a flight was canceled from Orlando to Knoxville, Tennessee, and the people on the plane, at least a handful of the people on the plane, got resourceful, and I want to see if you would do it.
That's Amy Marks Cores. I'm Chris Ranji. This is the show.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friends at ThrottleNet. These are the genius IT guys that I've been representing for years and years now. We are number one all the time. Best in customer service from Small Business Monthly. Best in cybersecurity, again, Small Business Monthly. We have an average response time. I love this statistic. The average response time in St. Louis in 2020 by IT companies. You have a problem, you reach out to them, hey, I'm all shut down, help me. It was 3 hours. If you got back within 3 hours, you were cool. Ours was 1 minute, 57 seconds, and the guys were very unhappy with that. It takes less than 2 minutes for us to address your problems. Here's a huge thing. We are now offering $500,000 in ransom protection to everyone who uses us. This is part of the deal. You don't pay extra for it. So if you happen to be hit and you have to pay, we're going to pay it up to $500,000. Now, this shows you how confident we are because no one under our protection has ever had to pay. Go to throttlenet.com/DGS.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test. This has been a test of the emergency alert system. This was only a test. KMOX and Gateway Arch Park Foundation is thrilled to bring back Winterfest, presented by Bank of America and Worldwide Technology. Now through January 1st on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Celebrate the magic of the season in downtown St. Louis. Enjoy ice skating, igloos, s'mores, holiday lights and music, a winter market, a New Year's Eve fireworks show, and so much more. All in the shadow of the Gateway Arch. More details at KMOX.com/events.
Hi, this is Ken. And Laurie Heisey of Heisey Advisory Group. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families work toward their financial goals.
Join us Sundays at 9:30 a.m. for Your Retirement Highway.
Investment advisory services by individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
When you want a brand new kitchen, there's nothing to it. There's a brand new way to do it. 3-day kitchen and bath.
Bill talks about why he loves 3-day kitchen and bath.
I was looking to renovate a home that I purchased. They came out, did all of the work in a timely fashion, and looks first rate.
Bill, would you recommend 3-day kitchen and bath?
Oh, yes, definitely. Not only because of the quality of the work, but also the quality of the service along the line. From the beginning until the end, that they were there and with me, and as we went along, I saw some things that I thought I might want to change, and we're happy to do that. Really pleased with the way they work. As I said, not only the quality of the work, but also the quality of the service along the way.
It's about time.
3 days or less
at 3-day kitchen and bath.
Hi, Kent Newbold for Newbold BMW. Your BMW is worth more than ever before, so don't trust your maintenance to a bunch of amateurs. Come see the factory-trained technicians at Newbold BMW in O'Fallon, Illinois, or at newboldbmw.com. You'll be sold on Newbold.
For a limited time only, First Community is offering a certificate of deposit that pays 5% annual percentage yield. Choose a 36-month or 60-month term. $500 minimum deposit. Call 1-800-767-8880 for terms and conditions. Federally insured by NCUA.
Beat the holiday rush and get the DGS special 3 rooms, 0 resified, starting at $119. You can also get $75 off your air duct cleaning when you call 314-474-2020 or book online anytime at ZeroResSTL.com.
This holiday season, give the gift of life. Donate blood at the Odyssey Holiday Heroes Blood Drive Tuesday the 20th through Friday the 23rd at YMCA locations all over the region. Make an appointment at redcross.org.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than 4? 314-441-4444.
You know that new sound you're looking for? Well, listen to this.
The show on KMOX.
Our flight was canceled, so we gotta drive. So see the guy in the yellow jacket over there by the budget sign? He's gonna rent us a nice big van. We're gonna drive to Milwaukee. Now, I heard you had some problems. You're getting to Chicago to see your kid or something?
My son, we left and he's there.
Oh, geez. If you have to get to Chicago, we'll gladly drive you. It's on the way to Milwaukee.
You'd give me a ride?
Sure we will. Why not? You know, you gotta get home and see your kid.
A ride to Chicago?
Sure, you know, it's Christmas time.
It's the show on KMOX. Amy Marks-Kors and Chris Ranji. That was Gus Polinski, the
Polka,
of the
polka.
was it the Kenosha Kickers?
Something like that.
That's who it was from Home Alone.
Maybe you know their album, Polka, Polka, Polka.
Yeah, polka, polka. Oh, so can you imagine?
So here's what happened, Chris Ranji. I want to know
Yeah.
what you would do in this situation because you are Captain Chaos, Dr. Chaos, Professor Chaos, whatever it is. You love chaos. So a flight from Orlando to Knoxville, Tennessee was canceled. And a lot of people were frustrated by this. Most of them did what I think normal people do. You sit around, you look at your phone, you try to find another flight. There were 13 people who realized we're not getting out of this situation quickly and we need to get to Knoxville tonight. We're not going to wait. We're not going to wait around. So they decided to hire or to rent a full-size van and drive overnight to Knoxville. 13 complete strangers. How they all coordinated it and started talking, not exactly clear, but a few of them started talking. They started saying, hey, who wants to go on this road trip so that we can get to Knoxville tonight? 13 people did, couples, single people. One of the group was a 20-something college graduate. She worked in media, so she started filming the passengers, having them introduce themselves. They're all getting in the van. I mean, and they are piled together. They are on top of each other. It's 13 people in a van. And she posted it on TikTok. Hundreds of thousands of people ended up watching this road trip of 13 strangers from Orlando, Florida to Knoxville, Tennessee.
That sounds horrible. What, 15 hours probably? Like, how far would that be?
Yeah, it was hours. They drove overnight.
Okay.
So they got on the road at 9:30 p.m. and then drove throughout the entire night. It said Carlos did most of the driving.
Yeah, I bet he did.
Fueled by what he calls,
He's a hard worker, that Carlos.
quote, the strongest cappuccino from Dunkin' Donuts.
Well, here's the problem with that, Carlos. If you have too much caffeine, you got to stop to go pee-pee. And that would be my problem with piling into a van with 13 people. It's not a bus because a bus has a toilet a lot of times.
Yeah.
How could you drive that far and not have 13 people? At least half of the people are going to need to pee a lot.
Well, they did every now and then they switched drivers. This one girl, Amy, drove for a little bit. Seth drove for a little bit.
Oh, Seth.
Seth and Amy. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Seth is a good guy, I've heard.
Yeah.
I don't know about Amy, though.
But they did it. They made it.
I would never. 314-436-7900. Would you do that? Final hour of the show is coming up next on KMOX.
Hi, this is Brian with Velocity Home Buyers, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 314-782-5555. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition and any price range in the St. Louis area. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that needs updating, but you don't have the time or money for it? Great, because I love buying outdated houses. I buy vacant houses, behind on taxes houses, and foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 314-782-5555. That's 314-782-5555.
This season, give the gift of Cardinals ticket packs. 5, 6, and 10 game packs are on sale now and feature 2023's highest demand games and promotional giveaways. Choose from the opening day pack, the t-shirt pack, bobblehead pack, and more. New for 2023, check out the swag pack. Give the gift that lasts all season, all baseball season. Cardinals ticket packs start at just $54 and are on sale now at cardinals.com/holiday.
Check off your shopping list with Cardinals Baseball. 2023 all-inclusive tickets start at just $59 and feature a full buffet, complimentary bar, plus a great view of the game. Choose from the Premium Legends Club, the UMB Champions Club, Proficient Red Jacket Club, National Car Rental Club, and more. Give the gift of date nights, the gift of family time, the gift of Cardinals Baseball. Get your single game all-inclusive tickets now at cardinals.com/holiday.
KMOX, KEZK HD2, K254CR, St. Louis.
The home of the Cardinals, KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
Babbel's interactive lessons are created by real language teachers and voiced by real native speakers using a modern conversation-based method. So in no time, you can start speaking confidently about real-life topics in another language.
Nosotras vamos a México en 2 días y ahora hablamos español. Gracias, Babbel. Sí, muchas gracias.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news. KMOX.
At 12 noon, it's a partly cloudy sky, 36 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun. The news is sponsored by Michael's Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts, michaelsflooringoutlet.com. Our top story this hour, get your traveling done early. AccuWeather meteorologist Matt Benz says a blast of winter could begin Thursday with either just snow or a mix of rain and snow.
Too early to talk about snow accumulations here, but it could be enough to blow all around it on the backside of the system, especially by Thursday night. There could be some strong winds out there, and that combination of falling snow along with reduced visibility and strong winds that could lead to near blizzard conditions here across the St. Louis metro, especially for outlying areas. And unfortunately, just not a good travel day, especially heading into Friday. Along with that, bitterly cold, a high of just 2 by Friday afternoon.
More coming up in traffic and weather together. The House's January 6th committee meets this hour to vote on its final report, which will include criminal referrals. CBS News White House correspondent Stephen Portnoy has more.
With its actions this week, the committee wraps up its investigation of the deadly riot, which occurred nearly 2 years ago. The panel is expected to recommend that the Justice Department pursue criminal charges against former President Trump, as well as certain lawyers who worked with him to propagate the false notion that Vice President Pence had the power to preempt the counting of electoral votes and keep Donald Trump in office. The committee is expected to make its full 8-chapter report public on Wednesday.
ESOP offers advice to St. Louis's incoming police chief.
Listen to the residents of the city of St. Louis.
Sergeant Donnell Walters is the president of the Ethical Society of Police. He says Chief Robert Tracy will be on an island at the start, having to learn the layout of the city, its residents, and the workings of the department.
That could be difficult. We don't know how long it's going to take. And we have needs and things that need to be done right away.
Walter says he was shocked to hear the additional $100,000 a year that'll be paid to Tracy by the St. Louis Police Foundation, while many officers have not been considered for a pay increase. Should I stay or should I go? That's the question that Elon Musk asked Twitter users, whether the polarizing owner should step down as CEO of the company.
When the 12-hour Twitter poll closed, more than half of the 17.5 million users who responded voted yes, Elon Musk should step down as head of the company.
I would prefer that Elon Musk focus on things of more planetary importance than worrying about Musk's ability to run Twitter.
You know, he needs to start listening to some advisors or something because he's killing that business.
Musk said he would abide by the results of the poll. Even if he does step down as CEO, the multi-billionaire will still be owner of the company. Matt Bigler for CBS News, San Francisco.
The First Mid Bank and Trust Business Desk. What do home buyers want?
Once overshadowed by chef's kitchens and walk-in closets, backyards are the new luxury for today's home buyers. Backyards are now highlighted in 20% of Zillow listing descriptions. Mirrored walls are making a comeback from the 70s, appearing more often in listings. Courtney Donahoe, Bloomberg Radio.
The Dow from Stifel's down 78 points to 32,841. And there's a stall, 70 or 170 south past St. Charles Rock Road on the right shoulder. Some debris, 364 east past Arena Parkway in the left lane. Crash on 70 west on the ramp from Church Street.
Out the door for this afternoon, intervals of clouds and some sun at times, high 36 degrees. And for tonight, turning out cloudy, low of 30. Tomorrow, breaks of sun returning once again with a high of 44 degrees. For AccuWeather, meteorologist Matt Benz on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
It's a cloudy sky, 36 in Florissant, 38 in St. Peters, and 36 degrees downtown at the Arch. And the January 6th committee meeting is not started yet. It should get going momentarily. And stay tuned for KMOX to KMOX for updates on that throughout the afternoon. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
When temperatures drop, COVID-19 cases may rise. So if you test positive and are at high risk, act fast. Even if your symptoms feel mild, ask your provider if an authorized oral treatment could be right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than 4? 314-441-4444.
It's the show on KMOX. Amy Markscores and Chris Ranji. At 1 o'clock, it is the Dave Glover Show. And the Dave Glover Show today is just Mike Claiborne. He's the entire show.
That's because Mike Claiborne, it takes multiple people to fill
Yeah.
a spot for Mike Claiborne. So if multiple people leave, all you need is Mike Claiborne.
He's fantastic.
And it's it.
And he is going to be the Dave Glover Show today, starting at 1 o'clock. And we're going to sit in with him for that 1 to 2 hour. The big story of the day, Amy, yes?
I was going to say, I think Tony Scott's going to hang for a while.
Oh, yeah. Tony Scott's coming in with him. I don't know. Is he coming in at 1 or is it not until 2?
I thought it was 1 with
It's
us.
2 o'clock, I'm told.
It is 2 o'clock, he's
2 o'clock.
told.
He's coming in with Mike Claiborne. That'll be a good time.
What does Tyler know?
I don't know, but Tyler
Tyler's
knows
the
stuff.
one that's giving. Okay, ladies and gentlemen,
Tyler's listening, and he'll just send me hand signals through the glass.
See, what I don't like is my back is to Tyler, so
Yeah.
who knows what messages, what
I do.
nefarious messages
I know
he's
all
sending.
of them. I know every single one of them, and all the ones
You've
that
got
are
an
about
awful lot
you.
of power over there in that chair.
I sure do. I like it. No one man should have all that power. That's what Kanye said. Then he
Don't-
became crazy.
Yeah, I was like, all those
All right.
motivational Kanye quote posters, you might want to, tear those down.
The big story of the day,
Mhm.
it's the weather. It's going to be frightful and terrible as Christmas Day rolls up on us. That's going to be this weekend. We're hearing on Thursday, really bitter cold and very, very windy.
They're saying
And-
up like 40 to 50 mile an hour wind gusts.
Yes, and we're looking at wind chills between -15 and -35,
Yeah.
which is very, very cold.
And KMOX sports fella Matt Pauley says if you are standing outside and you stick your hand straight out and you can see your hand, it's not a blizzard.
It's not a blizzard, but we might get some snow. I guess we'll find out. We don't know what sort of accumulation there will be.
How
but
much
there's
did you hear? I heard 6 inches of snow.
I have not heard any inches of snow, but I have heard the 12 inches of snow was a terrible album. I think what you have no idea what I'm talking about,
No.
do you? Oh my God. There was a rapper in the 90s, early 90s, white guy named Snow. I'm sorry. Yes, Snow was his name. And he had a song called Informer.
Okay.
You never heard Informer?
I don't know.
Oh my God. You got to be kidding me.
I don't. The 90s were a big Amy Grant decade for
And
me.
his oh my gosh, of course they were. His album was
Yeah.
called 12 Inches of Snow.
hmm
It was not great.
Okay.
Anyway.
So
We're going to get this snow
Yeah.
potentially. We're definitely going to get cold. So there's a really, really good chance of white Christmas.
Which
And
sounds
I'm-
incredible.
Yes.
It sounds incredible. Also, earlier in the show, we did talk to Representative Ed Lewis out of Moberly. He has proposed some legislation to raise Missouri teachers' salaries, specifically to raise the floor to $34,000. There is money in this the next year's budget to raise teachers' salaries up to $38,000 for the starting salary, but not every school district has to do that. The money only lasts a year. So Representative Lewis would like legislation that would make that teacher's salary increase permanent and at least raise the floor to $34,000 for starting teachers and then more for teachers who have master's degrees or have been there 10 or more years.
Well, I know that there's been sort of an anti-teacher sentiment from a smaller percentage of people.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that smaller. Because
I don't understand it. I don't
Yeah.
get it because teachers, it is undebatable.
Yeah.
It's unequivocally an extremely important job. It is not a debate that
And-
teachers are important and good teachers are important. And the last thing you want is to de-incentivize people to become teachers. And when you tell them you're going to go through 4 years of school or maybe more, and when you get out, you get to make $25,000 and you probably have student loan debt too.
Yeah.
Who's going to sign up for that?
And a lot of that very low pay does tend to be in more rural school districts, right? Smaller school districts. The bigger school districts, the suburban ones, they tend to have in the county and all of that, they tend to have more money. But it is important to note too that there is a ton of support to raise teachers' salaries. 71% of Missouri voters think that the floor should be raised from $25,000 to $38,000. They support that. So you do see a lot of people in favor of raising teacher salaries. And I also think it's important to note that while the teachers union, you think of Randy Weingarten and all of that, does lean, yes, heavily blue. I think 90-something% of political donations from teachers unions go to Democratic candidates. But the thing is, all of us, Republican, Democrat, libertarian, religious, not religious, we all know teachers. We all have teachers in our families. To me, this is one of those things that it's beyond just politics. This is your mother, your father, your sister, your brother. We all know teachers.
Well, there are a lot of people, though, who think teachers should not get well paid because they get 3 months off. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, that's not true for most teachers. Some might get a few months, but a lot of them are doing work during those 3 months during the summer, and they're also doing work when they get home. It's not like they're working from 7 to 3 and then that's it.
But let's be clear. Raising the floor to $38,000, that's not overpaying anybody.
No, it's still underpaid.
Yeah, $38,000 is still very low.
It is still underpaid.
Yeah.
So this, to at least get it to that point, should be an absolute no-brainer.
I thought
and it should be higher than that.
I thought $25,000 is below the poverty line.
I'm pretty sure it is, because I think it's under 30 is the poverty line, or right at 30, something like that. We also talked to Jay Greenberg, special agent in charge of the FBI field office here in St. Louis. 70% jump in hate crimes that they are seeing. And the thing he said to do, the best thing to try and prevent is, if you think you might be witnessing something, if you think there might be a concern that somebody is going to commit some sort of hate crime, 1-800-CALL-FBI, or I think you could call 911 too. So
if you see something, say something. And I know at 12:30, a couple of Harlem Globetrotters are going to join us in studio.
Oh, gosh. Oh, I love Harlem Globetrotters, but I love Informer more. This is it.
I have never heard it.
You've never heard this song?
No.
You're kidding me. You've never heard this song. Such a bad song. That's
I've never heard
Informer.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, here's something that I hadn't seen before.
Better than Amy Grant. I'll tell you that much.
You listen to me.
Better
sir.
than
Listen to me.
any version
You
of
do
Amy
not-
Grant. It's better
You
than
shut your mouth.
Christian version. It's better than mainstream version. There is no version of Amy Grant that's better than Snow.
Until this moment, I thought you weren't deep in your core a horrible person. Now this cannot continue. I'm going to make a trade for Kevin Wheeler back. Okay, one thing that I saw this weekend. Oh, yes.
Real quick, a
Oh,
text
my
message
gosh.
about the teacher thing from a 636. Let's not forget they get a pension and health care for life and beyond.
Oh,
Good. I mean, if
oh
that's
my
even true,
gosh.
good. Yes. Like, what the hell? I don't understand when people.
We're not paying them $100. It's not like you're saying we're raising it to $150,000. It's to. I think getting them at least above the poverty line would be nice.
One of the most confusing things ever to me, and it will never not be confusing, is how somebody will be upset about like a middle class person getting a little extra or getting a good healthcare plan or benefits. Not worried about the billionaire that's skirting his taxes. Like, not worried about that, but we're worried about this person who makes $30,000 getting a pension. Get out of here with that stuff.
You mentioned a billionaire, so of course you think of Elon Musk, and I know how much you cannot stand Elon Musk.
boy.
But so I watched the movie Icarus, which I had never seen before, about doping. Have you seen this documentary?
This sounds very familiar
Okay,
to me, but
so-
I have not seen it, no.
I had heard about it. It's like 2015, 2016 when it came out. this guy who's a pretty serious cyclist, but not a pro. I mean, he's a documentarian, and he is, you know how I'm serious about running, he's serious about cycling. And he wanted to see what would happen if he did the Lance Armstrong regimen of doping. How good could he get? And he talks to this doctor saying, hey, can you do all these prescriptions for me and help me to dope with Armstrong's regimen? This American doctor is like, yeah, I can help you out. But then he backs out, like, as they start moving forward the documentary. He's like, we're going to get in trouble. But my friend over in Moscow, he can help you out. And what it is the guy who's the head of the anti-doping lab in Moscow. And so this guy starts doping with this guy from Moscow who's helping make his regimen. And let me say two things. One, if you're afraid of needles, this is not the movie for you. I think when I pictured Lance Armstrong doping, I pictured maybe like a shot a week. Like, here's a shot, and then you take a few pills. I had no idea the number of needles and the size of the needles. I mean, needles that look like shish kebab skewers, right? Every single day. Like, when you see what Lance Armstrong did for months and months and months, and how these needles like ate up this guy's body, you realize, man, this guy was sick. Like, it's even worse than you thought. And then also, the guy in Moscow, as he's making this documentary, that's when all the Russian doping scandal broke and Russia got kicked out of the Olympics. It's a really good documentary, but it makes you realize just what a dirtbag Lance Armstrong was.
And therefore, teachers should get paid better?
No, we were moving on.
Oh, okay.
You're such a...
I don't know what you meant.
You're
Amy,
so frustrating.
Amy, Mark's Kors, I love you very much. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to you. You mentioned Elon Musk. You heard of him? He's a big doofus.
I'm not participating in the show anymore.
Yes, you are.
No.
You're about to when we come back, because Elon says, well, he left it up to the people. He left it up to the people whether or not he should leave Twitter as CEO, and the poll results are out, and Elon is silent. Amy, Mark's Kors, and Chris Ranji. We'll discuss that next on the show.
For everything online, it's Odyssey.com. Download the Odyssey app and listen to KMOX for all the news, sports, talk, and podcasts that move you. Odyssey, that's AUDACY.
Tom Ackerman for Building Community with Busey Bank, a podcast series easily accessible at KMOX.com/community banking. For all of 2022, we've showcased Busey's community partners. Busey Wealth Management has been helping clients for over 100 years. In our December podcast, we discuss year-end planning and charitable giving strategies with Busey's Janice Walters and Jeff Burgess. Listen to our December podcast, Building Community with Busey Bank, at KMOX.com/community banking.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing, together millions of things for our planet. When giving gifts this holiday season, keep environmental sustainability in mind. Avoid giving useless gifts and knickknacks. Look for durable items that will last for years. Shop for items made out of recycled material. Lastly, family heirlooms make a perfect gift. Not only will they be treasured for a lifetime, but are also environmentally friendly. When we each share our one thing, it becomes 100 things, 1,000 things, 1,000,000 things for our planet. What's your one thing?
Hi, Maria Aquino from the KMOX Newsroom, wishing and hoping that your holidays bring you happiness and health. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Happy holidays from KMOX.
Men, if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction or PE and frustrated taking pills that don't work, Paramount Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that effectively treat your problem. 98% of patients experience immediate results during their first office visit. And for a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Brown. The physicians at Paramount Men's Medical Center offer the most advanced treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Now men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
Guys, to eliminate your frustration in the bedroom, call Paramount Men's Medical Center now to take advantage of this exclusive limited-time offer. Your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free, and you'll see instant results right in the office. Call now, 314-720-8081. 314-720-8081. That's 314-720-8081.
The real estate market continues making headlines for both buyers and sellers. The big dilemma for sellers like you is finding the right buyer willing to pay the right price, right? This is Debbie Monterey. And while most agents will make big promises, Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty will actually present you with an upfront written guarantee. It states that Gloria will sell your home at your agreed to price and time frame, or she will buy it guaranteed in writing. Does your agent compare to that? Gloria is able to make this bold offer because Gloria already has the buyers in her exclusive buyers in waiting program. So before you list your home, do your research and get to know Gloria Liu like I have. Gloria has solutions and options for every seller because she knows that every situation is different. Call her today and ask about Gloria's no obligation cash offer program or her guaranteed sold program. 314-325-6888 or online at gloriahasthebuyers.com. Conditions apply. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
This holiday season, Diamonds Direct gives you the gift of 0% interest financing for 3 years on any purchase. With high prices and high interest rates everywhere else, Diamonds Direct is here with the incredible shopping experience you need. Our guaranteed best value prices will save you money. And with 0% interest, you can spread your payments over 3 years with no finance charge, period. And for this holiday season, we're showcasing an expanded selection of affordable and timeless holiday gifts. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, colored gemstones, and if you're upgrading her diamond or getting engaged over the holidays, we have one of the largest diamond selections in America. All sizes and shapes, all cut for maximum brilliance, and all offered at our amazing direct importer, no middleman prices. Check out our holiday gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. Buy now or come into the showroom. Let one of our experts guide you in finding the holiday gift that's at the top of their list. And enjoy 3 years zero interest financing on any holiday purchase. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
News, talk, sports. The voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
All week long on the show, we are giving away Cardinals holiday ticket packs. And we've got one to give away right now. So you're going to need the phone number. Let me tell you what it is first of all. Cardinal ticket packs are on sale now. They start at just $54. If you want details for yourself, cardinals.com/holiday. Today, we're giving away a pair of it's the bobblehead pack. This pack features 5 weekend games, including the Yankees on Saturday, allows fans to add 5 more baubles to their collection, including Arenado, Maris, and more. We are looking for caller number 5 to 314-436-7900 to win that holiday ticket pack from the Cardinals, and best of luck to you. The Harlem Globetrotters are going to be here in just a little bit, but we've been following the Twitter drama, and it's been nothing but drama over the last couple of months since Elon Musk took over of the place. He's made some really odd decisions that seem to be not very well thought out. Then he goes back on those decisions. Well, last night, he tweeted out one of his favorite things to do, which is a Twitter poll. And he has made multiple decisions based on how people have voted. And he did it again last night. And most of these polls have gone his way, or at least the way it seems like he wanted them to go, except for this one. This was a tweet from 19 hours ago. He says, "Should I step down as head of Twitter? I will abide by the results of this poll."
And he got
17.5 million votes.
17.5 million votes.
And it did not go well for Elon, unless he wants out, because 57.5% of the respondents said, yes, you should step down from Twitter. So, as he likes to say, Vox Populi, the people have spoken, they have. And as far as I know, Elon has not stepped down as the CEO of Twitter. He has not tweeted about it. He has not responded to it. He has not acknowledged it, as far as I am aware. Is he serious about this? Will he back out?
I mean, he just acts on impulse. It's interesting. He doesn't seem to think things through. And maybe in his arrogance, it never occurred to him that the Twitterverse would reject him as the head of Twitter. I don't know. And if he doesn't step down, is it that it's just never addressed again? Or does he say, well, unfortunately, I'm not going to follow. I said I would follow the results of this poll, but I'm the CEO. I make the rules. And then tweet something like a meme or a picture about when you're in charge, you get to make the rules, and everyone will be like, yeah, he's in charge. He can do what he wants. It could be like that.
You know what? I think that's most likely what's going to happen here. He'll do that. Well, I'm the boss.
Yeah.
Okay, then don't do this other stuff where you say the people have spoken. And he's done this multiple times where he's put up a Twitter poll and then said, I'm going to abide by the results. And then when it's over and it goes in his favor with something that he wanted to do anyway, he says, the people have spoken, and this is what we're going to do next.
And
well, this is a poll that did not go his way, and he lost badly in this one.
Even with Aaron Rupar and Taylor Lorenz's accounts suspended.
Which I think he let them both. Well, not Taylor Lorenz. I don't think he's let her back on.
Yeah, if they did, it was last night because I would check occasionally. Hers was still suspended as of yesterday afternoon, I believe is when I checked. Maybe yesterday morning.
There was a piece written about him recently about how we are now really getting to see Elon in how he actually runs his companies before. He ran Tesla this way or runs Tesla this way, kind of seat of his pants, not really thinking things through all the time based on what people who have worked for him say, that it's just kind of, he comes in and he strong arms everything. And I know he runs the company, but he operates in this kind of a cluster F kind of way.
Yeah.
And he's been doing this his entire time. The difference is he has taken over a company that millions of people, billions of people use, and now they're getting to see what his management style is like. So it's not like he's just becoming this way. It's just now he's being exposed for the way he typically operates his companies, which is poorly.
Yeah. Okay, let me ask you this. Did you vote in the should Elon step down poll?
Did I vote in it?
Did you vote?
Oh, yeah, I absolutely voted that he should.
I voted. I voted that he should step down. I'm on Aaron Rupar's, and he is reinstated. So is Taylor Lorenz.
Okay.
And Elon had said that, and she's a technology columnist for the Washington Post, but very, very controversial. I'm not a fan of hers, but Elon had said that he suspended her account for previous doxing activity, like retroactively, not something she had done recently, but retroactively months ago, saying because of her activity months before he was CEO, he temporarily suspended her account like she was in timeout. Interestingly, Aaron Rupar, I did just have to refollow him. Did you have to refollow him?
I don't know.
And I don't think he
notice.
lost all of his followers because he has almost 900,000 now, and he didn't lose all of his followers. But Taylor Lorenz, Aaron Rupar, those suspended accounts are back. I did have to refollow Aaron Rupar.
Look, I know that a lot of people listening may not be on Twitter, and they probably don't care, and they hate journalists or whatever. But I will always defend journalism as an idea.
Or even if you don't, just
because
to clarify, just even if you don't hate journalists, a lot of people aren't on Twitter.
A lot of people aren't. But journalism now, being on Twitter, is kind of a prerequisite for being a journalist. A lot of news stories are broken there, and it's been going on that way for a really long time. And journalists use it to get their word out to people who otherwise wouldn't hear the message. And I think it is very important. And you'll never convince me. I am convincible. You can convince me of things sometimes. You can unconvince me of things sometimes. You will never convince me that journalism is not critical, and that if we don't have good journalism, and you can argue some don't do the practice well, but the vast majority of, say, investigative journalists are working very hard to do a good job and expose things that need exposing. And if we didn't have that, we would be in some serious trouble.
Well, I mean, you can look at China, at Russia, where there's no freedom of the press, Qatar. Those are totalitarian, autocratic regimes. There are bad journalists, sure, but I'm grateful for the work that journalists do.
Amy Marks, Corzine, Chris Ranji on the show. The Harlem Globetrotters are in studio next on KMOX.
Weeknights at 6. It's Sports Open Line.
Welcome into the program. My name is Matt Pauley.
Matt gets you inside the world of sports. Cardinals, Chiefs, Billikens. You'll get it all and much more.
We have an exclusive podcast that's Cardinals related.
Plus great guests, insight, and conversations with you.
If you want to join us, you can do so by calling or texting.
Sports Open Line. You don't want to miss it. Weeknights at 6 on America's Sports Voice. KMOX.
KMOX News Time is 12:29. Donate a car, get a tax receipt, and 4 Cardinals tickets at mersgoodwill.org. Use promo code Cardinals.
Embrace the spirit of giving to support SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital.
Join KMOX and donate to the Tree of Hope campaign, helping the hospital offer programs not covered by insurance, but necessary to a child's recovery.
It's important that you know all children at Cardinal Glennon receive premium care regardless of their family's ability to pay.
And you can make a difference. Donate to the Tree of Hope campaign today at KMOX.com/Cardinal Glennon or text HOPE to 20357.
Dream Nissan. Dream Nissan Midwest. No matter what your credit situation, if you bring home $250 a week, your credit's approved, guaranteed. Every new Nissan at Dream Nissan comes with our lifetime warranty, 100% complimentary. With our huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, we have the perfect car, truck, or SUV that fits your budget. Dream Nissan, putting your dreams in your driveway. Go to DreamNissanMidwest.com or stop by our newest location in Wood River, Illinois.
Dream Nissan, putting your dreams in your driveway.
The St. Louis Women of Achievement Award is the oldest ongoing program in the area, whose sole mission is to honor and recognize the volunteer service and volunteer leadership of women. Nominations are currently open for the 2023 Women of Achievement. Nominate a woman who volunteers in the community and makes a difference in the lives of others. Or if you're one, Women of Achievement wants to hear from you. Nominations, including self-nominations, may be submitted now through January 10th. Head to WOASTL.org.
Charlie Brennan sees clearly thanks to Dr. Birdie and Malhotra. You can too. Go to youridoc.com today or call 314-966-5000.
At 12:30, we've got a cloudy sky. It's 37 degrees downtown at the Arch and happening now.
You heard of Pat. He thinks Mike deserves it. He doesn't think they're doing it.
CBS News special report. The House committee investigating the Capitol riot is holding its final meeting today, calling January 6th an attempted coup by former President Trump. Committee Chair Benny Thompson.
He lost the 2020 election and knew it, but he chose to try to stay in office through a multi-part scheme to overturn the results and block the transfer of power.
CBS's Scott McFarland.
A criminal referral, though, is not binding on the Justice Department. It's just that, a recommendation. But this weekend, committee member Adam Schiff argued there is enough evidence to warrant charges, enough evidence to charge Donald Trump.
But Republicans are expected to respond soon. CBS's Deborah Alfarone.
Most Republicans are standing by the former president, calling the House Select Committee's work partisan. They're also preparing a more than 100-page rebuttal to the committee's report.
CBS News special report. I'm Monica Ricks.
And right now we've got some debris on 364 going east past Arena Parkway's got the left lane closed. A crash on 70 West on the ramp from Church Street and a stalled vehicle I-170 South at St. Charles Rock Road on the right shoulder. The forecast is sponsored by the Penn Mutual Life Insurance Company. This afternoon, mix of clouds and sun with a high of 36 degrees for tonight, low 30 for tomorrow, high 44. Wednesday, high 36. Then Thursday, temperatures fall from near freezing into the teens. At Penn Mutual, they believe that life insurance is the central part of a sound financial plan. It can make an enduring impact for generations to come. Talk to your independent advisor. Go to PennMutual.com/STL. Penn Mutual, trusted for life. It's a partly cloudy sky, 37 in Florissant, 39 in St. Peters, and 37 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Hello, everybody. I'm John Rooney. Do you have an old car that's taking up room in the driveway? Repairs are costly and selling is a hassle? That's why you should donate it to Goodwill. Donating is quick and towing is free. Plus, you get a tax receipt and 4 tickets to a Cardinals game next year, compliments of the St. Louis Cardinals. That's a win-win. For more information or to donate, visit online at mersgoodwill.org. Must mention Cardinals.
Have you been lied to by Washington politicians and the Wall Street propaganda machine? Hi, this is best-selling author Don Chamberlain from right here in Greater St. Louis, and I want to give you a copy of my new book, Crash Proof Wealth, because according to Time Magazine, Wall Street's retirement plans and 401ks and IRAs have failed millions of Americans. After seeing the last market crash over 39%, I had enough. There may be a way to grow your money when the market goes up, potentially double digits in good years, reduce taxes, and have my principal protected if the market declines again. Call Chamberlain Group now to get my free book and talk to me personally to discover the strategy to get potential double-digit growth during good years and never lose principal if the market declines again. Call 1-800-807-3838 to discover this asset, and I'll even cover shipping and handling. No credit card required. Call 1-800-807-3838. That's 1-800-807-3838. Again, 1-800-807-3838.
Soon, a new Cardinal season. And soon, you will be hearing this.
A swing and the ball's hit down the right field line and deep. A two-run blast for Contreras.
This is new Cardinals catcher Wilson Contreras, and you are listening to KMOX.
KMOX is Cardinals Radio.
Hey, man, who's that cat coming down the street?
I don't know, but it sounds to me like that Griffin man with the bone.
Sure having himself a ball.
It's the show on KMOX. Amy Marks Kors and Chris Ranji, and we are joined in studio right now by a couple of Harlem Globetrotters. Very excited about this because I went when I was a kid. I loved the show. I'm sure it's much better now and different than it was when I was a kid. Shane Scooter Christensen is with us. Rochelle Wham Middleton is in here. Scooter and Wham. I love the nicknames. It's the best. Do you ever get tired of hearing the song?
We heard it on the way here, man. I'm telling you, we go to sleep at night. We hear it, So, but it's as soon as you hear it, you just light up. And I just saw she was dancing right here just a minute ago. So, but it's fun. It's fun.
And I can tell you right now, the show with Scooter and Wham sounds way more interesting than the show with Chris and Amy.
Oh, dude. Yeah, we are.
I think both of them sound pretty.
Yeah. Don't you? Oh, that's so nice of you. Thank you. We couldn't think of any. We literally picked the name because we couldn't think of anything else.
We're not very creative.
We're the creative types in here. Unlike, I'm serious, a Globetrotter show. I know it's evolved over the years,
right?
From when I saw it it was probably 87 or 88 when I saw it. I was young. And
he's 102 right now.
I'm 102 years old right now. How has it evolved? Because I'm sure that when you come in, you know about the history of the Globetrotters.
Right, for sure. Of course. I remember working with Curly Neal. God bless his soul. He's and I remember him telling me, he said, man, and I remember going to a game and him playing for an all black crowd and then playing for an all white crowd, and I'm listening to him telling me this story. And he said, man, I really feel that the Globetrotters kind of like merged the races together because, we brought people together because after a while you start seeing the same color or different colors of people sitting right next to each other, laughing at the same thing, looking at each other, saying, man, we're not so different here. You know what I mean? It's not about the color. It's about bringing people together, making them laugh, making them smile, So when he tells me something like that, I'm like, my goodness, like, wow, you don't think of it like that nowadays because, you see all different types of colors in our, at our game and different ethnic groups and stuff. But as far as it like changing over time, when you talk about that, I mean, we still got, the confetti bucket, the water bucket, you know what I mean? You don't know which one you're going to get. People are scared of water. We don't understand it, but it's fun. But it has evolved. I think the tricks and the tradition has been passed on down from generation to generation. We just kind of added our own style and our own flair to it. So, yeah. I couldn't say it better than myself. You got it.
Well, I think of the generations of people who know of the Harlem Globetrotters, have seen the Harlem Globetrotters. I know that my first introduction to show how deep the Globetrotters run in our culture through like sitcoms and like family shows.
Mhm.
You know, they would always have the Harlem Globetrotters like on an episode, and
Right.
the whole
Yeah.
family would go, or they'd be on TV. So
Cartoons and stuff.
yeah, you would just see them. They're just part of Americana.
Well, to speak about that as well, we actually haven't been on national TV for 40 years.
Oh my
But now we
gosh.
do have a show on NBC every Saturday. It just spotlights and highlights different people in different communities, just making a difference and bringing their community together.
Oh,
How much are you guys? Because everybody who's on the team is good at basketball, but
Mhm.
the other part of it is being entertaining
That is true.
and being funny. What's that tryout process like?
Our trial process is actually like a normal basketball trial because before you become a Globetrotter, you have to actually be a basketball player. So the trial is more so basketball.
But to add to that, but I remember my first year, and then you come in and you do passing drills, you do shooting drills, and you go
Mhm.
through 3-man weave and 3-on-2, 2-on-1 stuff. So stuff that we've been seeing our whole life, like, okay, we got this. I remember thinking that. And then I remember the coach saying, okay, now let's show them some Globetrotter basketball. And these guys came out, start spinning the ball. I said, hold on now. Hold on, what is this? You know what I mean? But I tell you what, man, you kind of get with the veterans and they kind of teach you the trades of the trick of how to do stuff. And it's just, it's a different type of ball game because we all come from a competitive nature. So now when you shoot a shot, you kind of just go back on like, I missed it, but I'll go kind of go back because you have to, I know for me personally, I had to fix my facial expressions because you don't want to miss. You don't want to lose the ball when you're in that competitive mind. But when you're a Globetrotter, now you got a little kid looking at you. And if you happen to miss a shot or if you happen to mess up or, get the ball goes off your foot, hey, just go back to the smile. It's like, hey, it's not a big deal.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I think that was the one thing that I can speak to all of
That's
us that
really
we had
interesting.
to fix because you got kids looking at you like, oh, you don't think you can do no wrong. No, we mess up, but it's okay.
We're human.
Yeah.
I didn't
funny.
think about that.
I never would have thought about that because, I've seen guys play just pick up ball and it gets very serious and
Oh,
the
yeah.
game
Yes.
doesn't really matter at all.
Just like our
but it's just-
practices.
it's in your head. So has there been a time where you forgot to stop yourself
I know
in front of the kids?
I know early, like I'm going into my 5th season, but my first year, I did suffer a little bit with my facial expressions because of course, I can't be perfect, but I strive to be close to
Right,
perfect as I
right.
wanted to. And when I missed a shot, I kind of get mad. But now I might miss a shot. I'm like, I just ate some popcorn. Hand slippery. Yeah,
Right.
Gotta make a joke about it.
Right.
Now, with the skill set that you guys have, obviously incredibly unique. I am not that good at anything, but if I were, I would like mess with people. Like I'd go to the park or something and people not know
Yeah.
who I am. And then you just like, oh yeah, I'll join. Have you ever just shown up at like a pickup game?
Yeah, I actually told this story to Wham earlier today. Is that I remember coming into Notre Dame, South Bend, and we was a long trip, and we were getting in, and coach wanted to have practice. Well, when we took the practice court, the men's college team was there, and they were just finishing up practice. And the coach was like, "Hey guys, we get off here in a couple more minutes." We like, "Man, take your time, please. It's a long bus ride, right?" So as we're coming on to get ready for practice, one of the college kids goes, "Man, y'all full of tricks. Y'all really can't play like that." That's what he said. And I mean, we were just like one of those like Scooby Doo's, like, huh? You know what I mean? So my at the time he said, go ask your coach if you could play 5-on-5. So you get the best 5 you got, then I'll just pick any 5. So, it was but at that time, he was a guy named Special K. He's like, Scooty, you want to play? I'm like, you ain't got to ask me. Like, let's go. So, and we treated them like the Washington Generals, man. I don't think they even scored. It was let me tell you something, but it was one of those times that we felt good because, all day, we're smiling and we're making people laugh, which we love to do. But this is the time where there's no cameras, there's no fans in the gym. And it was like, we was some dogs out there. And the thing was that we had to tell this guy, look, man, this is just because we spin this ball on our finger and we smile, this is what we get. We get blessed and get paid to do this. So don't let the tricks fool you now. You know what I mean? We were ball players first before we became a Globetrotter. You know what I mean? We've been where you at already, So they came to the game and we got them with the water bucket, man. We got them with the confetti. It was so much fun. They're like, all right, we get it, you know. So
That's
yeah.
funny.
Well, yeah, because you guys are professionals.
Right. Oh yeah,
You know,
for sure.
look, college players are good, but you guys are actual pros at this. You're professional basketball players.
Yeah, and it's I mean it's kind of cool that we could say that that's our job. You know,
Yeah.
we've been playing ball since we were a kid, and for us to, but you know, we always say this though. It's more than a game though to us. You know, we get the chance to change somebody's life through the game of basketball by making them smile or laugh or just feel good about for those an hour and a half or so. You know, not too many people can say that about their jobs.
Yeah, I just want to add on that, you know, there's a fact that you never know what anybody's going through in their personal life.
Right.
But when they come to our game, we're going to put a smile on your face and make sure that you're happy and enjoying yourself.
What
So, yeah.
what would you say? Can you pinpoint a day or a city where you just had an extraordinary time, maybe better than anywhere else?
As far as what, just
anything
as,
unusual happen or in any of the events that you've played?
Well, I tell you what, I always tell this story. We have this program. It's called the Smile Patrol program.
Yeah,
and it's where you can go visit kids that are in their bed and they are unable to come to the games. You know, it's one of my favorite programs that we have where we actually go to the hospital, we do a trick or two. You got to figure out is it okay to, you know, give him a high five or something like that. So I gave this kid a high five and pulling out a couple of tricks. He just laughed. We're sitting there just talking and laughing for about 5-10 minutes or so. Then I actually going to the next room. When I came out that room, the doctor was crying, the mom was crying, the dad was crying, and I felt that I had did something wrong. When the doctor was like tearing up, I said, "Sir, I'm so sorry. Did I do something wrong?" And his dad just kind of steps in. He goes, "Man, I haven't seen my son smile and laugh like that in about 3 months."
Oh my
And
gosh.
I'm sitting there, I'm like, are you? And this is something that we do every single day, you know, and we don't take it for granted because you want to make a kid feel special. So I'm just like, just doing what we normally do, just talk to like we're talking to you guys right now. You know what I mean? Just kind of chatting it up a little bit, and it made me just when I thought about that, I said, my goodness, man, I start tearing up, thinking like, what is this about, man? I know people love watching this with the cool tricks and the cool trick shots and the slam dunks and stuff, but this kid, he hadn't smiled in 3 months. Are you kidding me? And then, it took on a whole new level of why we do what we do, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're making somebody's day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And don't you think too, we were all kids, but I don't know how we forget like what it was like to be a kid and
Right,
how
right.
like maybe it's our cynicism as we get older, but a moment like that, one interaction
Yeah,
with you.
just one.
And that will be, that is like that core memory that can change the trajectory of a child's life.
With a hot second, you know, I had a kid, I was overseas in Iraq, in Baghdad, playing a game. And I think the men and women there was like one of those days where they could have their families with them to watch the Globetrotter game, which is pretty cool, right? There's this kid out there, and he just got the most mean mugging face I've ever seen. And I'm like, this kid he ain't laughing at all. He ain't smiling. I said, I got to get him. So, you know, I've been kind of watching his movement and stuff, and I had my chance. I went over there, and I made the same exact face that he was making to me, like the whole game. So he had this mean mug, so I had a mean mug, and I'm like right in this kid's face. And then he finally broke and just started laughing. I said, about time, man, come on. He's like, you know what I mean? Just making him smile, making him feel good. Yeah.
That's really great.
amazing.
We're visiting with Scooter and Wham with the Harlem Globetrotters. They're going to play here January 7th.
Mhm.
You got a 2 p.m. show and a 7 o'clock show at Enterprise Center, part of your world tour, which is sponsored by Jersey Mike Subs. I have to ask this question. I've interviewed a couple of Globetrotters in the past. I've never asked this. Why are the Generals so bad? Like, don't they have a GM? Do they have a front office?
They are actually really good players. Like they are professional
Doesn't sound like
players.
it. They never win.
No, they have one. They've won over 300 times.
Out of how many? A million?
I said,
Of a million games?
the last time they
300?
won was like, you know, it was just in 1971.
Yeah. And we weren't born yet, so our record good.
Yeah, I'm undefeated.
You guys are awesome. We're glad you came in. Thanks for hanging out
Oh,
with us.
no
thanks for
problem,
having
no
us, man.
Looking
problem.
forward to the show.
Yes.
Maybe I should come by because it's been
You
What? I don't know, like,
definitely,
it's been like,
definitely has to come by.
I don't know, 35
So all
years.
the listeners, please go get those tickets at HarlemGlobetrotters.com.
That's right.
Harlem Globetrotters.
I think we could get some for you guys. Though.
Oh, yeah.
I can work
If,
something
if I'm there, will you throw the bucket at me? It doesn't matter which one.
I'll
might
see
get
what I
both
can
of
do.
them.
Water first, confetti next,
Yeah,
and the
like,
low
make it
stick.
stick on it,
Yeah,
yo.
that's exactly. Oh, damn, never mind.
What are you thinking about now?
Scooter Christensen and Wham Middleton, thanks for coming in today. It's awesome.
Thank
no
you.
problem. Thanks for having
The
us.
Harlem Globetrotters again at Enterprise Center, January 7th, HarlemGlobetrotters.com to get tickets. A 2:00 show and a 7:00 show. Amy and I will wrap up this show when we come back in just a moment on KMOX.
Hi, this is Kent Newbold for Newbold BMW. We just celebrated our 35th year as a BMW dealer by finishing our multi-million-dollar renovation. So come see it. It's Newbold BMW in O'Fallon, Illinois, or newboldbmw.com. You'll be sold on Newbold.
The 26th Cardinals Care Winter Warm-Up is coming to Busch Stadium in Ballpark Village January 14th through the 16th. Admission tickets are on sale now and include access to presentations, exhibitor hall, family-friendly activities, the Cardinals Care Store, and more. New for 2023, admission tickets include access to the Cardinals Hall of Fame Museum and an exclusive tour of the Cardinals Clubhouse. Learn more about Winter Warm-Up at cardinals.com/WWU. That's cardinals.com/WWU.
Exciting Cardinals baseball will continue at spring training, and you can be one of the first fans to catch the team in 2023. Cardinals Vacations makes it easy to get to warm, sunny Florida by being your one-stop shop for spring training travel. You'll receive hotel accommodations, great game tickets, an exclusive dinner at the ballpark with select Cardinals personnel, and much more. Make your plans now. Call Cardinals Vacations at 800-892-7687 or online at cardinals.com/vacations.
Whether you're looking to fill low spots in your lawn, backfill that new retaining wall, or mulch your trees and flower beds, St. Louis Composting has the compost, soil, or mulch you need to help your plants and garden look its very best. Visit our website, stlcompost.com, for more information.
Are you concerned about outliving your money? Well, how would you like to have guaranteed growth and a lifetime of income you may never outlive? Join me, Ben Coons, for the Retirement and Income Radio Show, heard here every Saturday at 3 p.m. on KMOX Radio. You can also call me now for your complimentary retirement and income book at 844-513-SAFE. That's 844-513-7233.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing, together millions of things for our planet. Avoid giving useless knickknacks this holiday season and look for durable items that will last for years. When we each share our one thing, it becomes a million things for our planet. What's your one thing?
Donate a car to Goodwill and get a tax receipt and 4 tickets to a Cardinals game next year. It's easy and towing is free. Donate online at mersgoodwill.org. Use promo code Cardinals. Give hope. Give local. Give Goodwill.
Men, if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction or PE and frustrated taking pills that don't work, Paramount Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that effectively treat your problem. 98% of patients experience immediate results during their first office visit. And for a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Brown. The physicians at Paramount Men's Medical Center offer the most advanced treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Now men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
Guys, to eliminate your frustration in the bedroom, call Paramount Men's Medical Center now to take advantage of this exclusive limited-time offer. Your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free, and you'll see instant results right in the office. Call now, 314-720-8081. 314-720-8081. That's 314-720-8081.
Hello, everybody. I'm John Rooney. Do you have an old car that's taking up room in the driveway? Repairs are costly and selling is a hassle? That's why you should donate it to Goodwill. Donating is quick and towing is free. Plus, you get a tax receipt and 4 tickets to a Cardinals game next year, compliments of the St. Louis Cardinals. That's a win-win. For more information or to donate, visit online at mersgoodwill.org. Must mention Cardinals.
Men, if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction or PE and frustrated taking pills that don't work, Paramount Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that effectively treat your problem. 98% of patients experience immediate results during their first office visit. And for a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Brown. The physicians at Paramount Men's Medical Center offer the most advanced treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Now men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
Guys, to eliminate your frustration in the bedroom, call Paramount Men's Medical Center now to take advantage of this exclusive limited-time offer. Your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free, and you'll see instant results right in the office. Call now, 314-720-8081. 314-720-8081. That's 314-720-8081.
This holiday season, give the gift of life. Donate blood at the Odyssey Holiday Heroes Blood Drive Tuesday the 20th through Friday the 23rd at YMCA locations all over the region. Make an appointment at redcross.org.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than 4? 314-441-4444.
Dude, I'm here for the show.
What show? St. Louis, this is your show.
The show.
The show on KMOX.
Amy Markscourse and Chris
Hey.
Ranji on the show. Oh, hey.
We just I spun a basketball.
You did. You spun a basketball.
But I should have. He said, like, I had my finger, and you needed it to be strong, and I think I was a little weak. I think if I had prepared mentally for that, I could have been better at spinning the basketball on my finger, but I was a little weak. Not my proudest, not my best. But then we were able to spin the basketball on a pen, the tip of a pen.
Yeah. On the pen. That was fun. You know what? I'm 6'2", right?
Mm-hmm.
I never really learned to play basketball. And I regret that I didn't play it growing up. Oh, Mike Claiborne's
What
here.
sport did you play?
I was bad at baseball and bad at tennis.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I did.
So you were
Well,
kind
you're-
of like the last guy on the baseball team.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're the
Yeah.
guy that when you did play and there were 2 out and you were coming to bat, your teammates went and picked up their gloves knowing that they were going to go back out
Except
in
for
the
that
field.
one day in Little League when I had the game tying hit against the best team in the league. I hit a triple to right field, but also there was no right fielder because he got
years
hurt.
old. Yeah.
The right fielder, like, I don't know, he was playing, and then I know
He
he
got
wasn't
hurt.
playing. He
You
got
say, oh,
hurt.
it's Ranji. We don't need you.
Were you
Yeah.
better than the kid who wore the baseball mitt on the wrong hand for the whole game
Oh,
or the
yeah,
whole
totally.
season?
Totally.
There was a kid on his team.
Really?
When
that
I was in grade school, yeah.
And what was he, left-handed?
He was left-handed, but nobody knew it. So we had him playing at third base. And this kid, this is no joke, he would make the throw from third and it would get about as far as the mound and then roll. Okay.
How long did it take for you all to figure out this is not
Well,
a
first
good
of all, it's not
idea?
my job. I'm just a player. I'm not
That's
in the
right.
front
You're just
office.
trying to you're just trying to put bat on ball. I
That's right.
understand.
That's right. I'm trying to make contact. I can't
You're
worry about
one,
this
you're
kid's
one
hand.
player better than he is on this team.
That's
is what
right.
you're saying. Okay.
And so eventually,
Who is he to talk?
like, I don't know why his mom didn't say anything.
Well, maybe
but
she didn't play. Maybe she didn't know. You
I
know, a
don't
lot
know,
of
I
moms
guess.
at that stage, they just bring their kid out, want them to have fun. They don't know anything about this
well,
stuff.
eventually they figured it out. They're like, maybe he's throwing with the wrong arm, and they put a glove on him on the left hand, and he was or right hand, and he was great.
He moved up several notches in front of
Yeah.
you after
Yeah.
that.
And now you
yeah,
were the worst person on the team.
That's correct.
Are you just
So-
not athletic?
Probably not.
Yeah.
I have great
Well,
instincts, though.
if you don't know by now,
Yeah.
I mean, you-
Well, if I was an athlete, I probably would have done something with it.
You think so?
Maybe.
I mean, but what if you were just like moderate, where you were middle of the
Yeah,
road?
yeah, I might have been moderate.
You wouldn't
That-
be
that
pro,
might be right.
but you could be decent.
Yeah, I think it was moderate.
you know, it's amazing how many people in our business of sport really didn't play.
Yeah.
We had a football coach. Well, we're running out of time. I'll tell
Continue
it on
it?
the other side.
Let's talk about
All
it
right.
because the Dave Glover show is coming up next with Mike Claiborne, who's sitting in
And
with us.
Tony Scott.
Tony Scott's going to be in at 2:00 with Claibs. So it's
And
Amy.
Bob Ramsey a little later.
Oh,
What?
Bob.
Yeah.
Well, everybody's
This is
coming
a
back.
house
here.
party today. You just never know who's going to drop
Yeah.
in today.
Well, we're all going to be here,
Mhm.
coming back at 1:00 on the show.
All the things that come to you
Last couple of weeks, we've seen a lot of phone calls for second opinions, which they turned out very good for the homeowners in St. Louis and Illinois. And let me tell you why. The majority of people, overwhelming majority of people, let's just say if I had 50 people call and they were told their furnace was bad, I think maybe like 2-3 people had a bad furnace. Keep calling. Don't panic. You have time. We can get to you. If you're without heat and you are told that you needed a furnace, don't worry, don't fret, don't overspend. Don't make a spur of the moment decision because of the weather. Worst thing in the world any of us can do as buyers is make a decision that fast. Call me. It's one easy number. Missouri and Illinois. 314-293-2600 or bartinman.com. It's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com.
KMOX, KECK HD2, K254CR, St. Louis.
The voice of the Billikens, KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At Fisher Investments, our clients know we have their backs.
How do your clients know that?
Because Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, the highest standard for a financial advisor. It means we're there for our clients and always put their interests first.
So wait, you do it because you have to?
No, we do it because it's the right thing to do. Our clients trust us with their retirement savings, and we know how important that responsibility is. So we take the time to really get to know them.
Get to know them how?
We make sure we understand their unique goals, finances, health, family, and lifestyle so we can tailor their portfolio to their specific needs. Our goal is to help them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Sounds like a big responsibility. You must make big commissions then, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We have one single transparent fee that's structured so we do better when our clients do better. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you are switching to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news. KMOX.
At 1 o'clock, it's a cloudy sky, 38 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun. Our top story this hour.
CBS News special report. The final meeting of the House January 6th committee has started with a video montage playing showing the Capitol insurrection.
He's pouring gasoline on the fire by tweeting that.
They've gained access to the second floor, and I've got public about 5 feet from me down here below.
Chairman Benny Thompson.
This committee will lay out a number of recommendations in this final report. But beyond any specific details and recommendations we present, there's one factor I believe is most important in preventing another January 6th: accountability.
Those recommendations may include criminal charges against former President Trump.
We have every confidence that the work of this committee will help provide a roadmap to justice, and that the agencies and institutions responsible for ensuring justice under the law will use the information we provided to aid in their work.
CBS News special report. I'm Peter King.
It's time to brace for winter weather. For the latest on our snowy, breezy forecast for later this week, let's check in with KMOX meteorologist Dave Murray.
It's relatively quiet over the next couple of days, but there is a snow on the way, and there is certainly deep, deep cold on the way. The snow is still a little bit in question as far as how much, but the time frame is going to be Wednesday night and during the day on Thursday, especially during the day Thursday. The Arctic cold comes roaring in by Thursday night.
More details from Dave coming up in Traffic and Weather Together. The approaching storm has many getting ready for the worst.
This is Kevin Killeen on the parking lot of the Shrewsbury Deerbergs, where you can tell the weather is coming. The parking lot is full. People are stocking up. Shoppers coming out with their carts brimming with eggs and pizza and meat and pet food. Some are dreading the storm, saying they would rather have just a boring Christmas without snow. But others say they're ready to be hunkered in and let it snow, let it snow.
A dethroned crypto king is back in a Bahamas prison this hour after a brief court appearance.
Sam Bankman-Fried was expected to drop his opposition to extradition to the U.S. He's facing 8 charges over the collapse of his cryptocurrency company, FTX. But when he got to the court in the Bahamas, his lawyer said he wants to see the U.S. indictment against him first. Vicki Barker, CBS News.
Relief continues at the pump.
I'm Stuart McMillan. You might have noticed gas prices falling around the area. GasBuddy.com says regular unleaded in the last week in St. Louis down 9.5 cents. The average $2.77. A year ago it was $3.05. The cheapest $2.33. Those numbers are gathered from over 900 gas stations around St. Louis. And in Illinois, the state average is $3.25 a gallon. That's down nearly 17 cents.
The First Mid Bank and Trust Business Desk, those curly light bulbs could go away.
Another type of light bulb could be obsolete in a few years. The Biden administration is proposing the phase out of compact fluorescent light bulbs in favor of LEDs. The Energy Department earlier this year finalized the phase out of the Thomas Edison light bulb. Stores are to stop selling incandescent bulbs by next August. Tracy Jonke, Bloomberg Radio.
The Dow from Steeples down 250 points to 32,670. We've got a crash on 44 going east at Antire. The left lane's closed. To stall 44 west at 55 on the right shoulder. Stall 55 north before Revis Barracks on the right shoulder. And I-170 south at St. Charles Rock Road on the right shoulder.
Arctic cold is on the way, but it doesn't really take control until Thursday. For this afternoon, couple of snow flurries, couple of sprinkles of rain, lots of clouds, 37, so well above the freezing point. Tonight, cloudy, cold, 32. Tuesday, partly sunny, 39. Wednesday, clouds and 32. Wednesday night, light snow starts to move in late night. Thursday during the day, mainly light snow with strong gusty winds. High temperature Thursday, 28 degrees. That's in the morning. We're down to 15 degrees by the time the sun goes down Thursday afternoon. Thursday night, cloudy, windy with some light snow and flurries. 0 to -5 for the actual low. Wind chills -25 late Thursday night into early Friday morning. This dangerous cold coming our way. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray for the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
At the moment, it's a cloudy sky, 39 in Florissant, 41 in St. Peters, and 38 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Sponsored by Bed Bath & Beyond.